Пошли. Все вместе. Какие ваши доказательства?
They want you to comply.
Cancel culture is about canceling.
Кокаином.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Woke moralists. Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralists.
up.
Up around and find out.
Up yours. Woke moralists.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
Up yours.
We'll see who cancels who.
What's up?
Hey.
I'm a little low today. How's everybody doing?
Taller than usual today. That's the overcompensate for my short height.
Low as in sick?
No, it was just low on the camera.
Oh,
literally. Though I am tired, but that's not new, so whatever. It's not worth mentioning.
I'm tired too, so.
But we will start. We have actual news today, kind of. I mean, we always have news to talk about. But this Joe Biden press conference just happened. I grabbed some clips from the fine people of the internet. So
I don't know if you were planning on this. Don't play any of the Tucker Carlson / Putin clips. I was just watching it, and my YouTube channel, my YouTube stream got taken down. I got Kremlined. So
wow,
I have no interest in even knowing he exists.
This is the deep state trying to keep us from getting the truth about Putin.
That's true.
What I think. Yeah.
I'm
joking, everyone. Just FYI, in case any.
I just feel like it's not even. Actually, before we even get there. Tucker is there's a person that I'm like an acquaintance of from college. Like I followed them for a while. Like we follow each other, and they were a Bernie supporter, like during 2016 and 2020, and they recently made like some like post, like public post about how they've been fooled their entire basically they claim the vaccine hurt them or something, and now. They listed now I only listen to Tucker Carlson and listed some other like ridiculous I thought these were like internet creations. I didn't know these were real people that actually lost their fucking minds. How Tucker is just so he's just so full of shit all the time. The obvious one though is the whole interview with Obama's gay lover. Like after seeing that, are you really going to argue that he is someone you should listen to?
Oh,
and Kevin
the interview
Spacey.
That made me realize that Tucker Carlson knew all the truths. He was the one and only truth teller. The only one touching that. I mean, there must be a reason.
It's one thing to always be stuck in that ecosystem. Then, at that point, I get your brainwashing. But for you to, at one point, be a supporter of Bernie Sanders, and now you're like, no, I watched Tucker Carlson. Like, what has happened to your brain? Maybe COVID really did fuck some people up in ways that we don't really quite understand yet. Because a lot of people have lost their fucking minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
no,
Joe Biden.
It really did. I mean, I think we're just. I think we're downplaying it. Actually,
no.
There's like a huge leap in time in terms of like everyone's shift in some way that happened in 2020. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. And post October 7th too.
True. Yeah.
There
were so many big events within the last 5 years that just broke people's brains to the point that it's just beyond repair. Like it makes me feel like I'm crazy just to see all of this.
Yeah, Lance, I saw you responding to what's his name again? Jesse Brown, right? The
yeah,
Canada
okay.
Land guy.
Right before the Biden thing, let me tell Binder and Mike, because they probably don't know this, or American viewers don't know this, but like the biggest podcast in Canada is actually called Canada Land. I know you can make your jokes, have fun. That's the Joe Rogan of Canada, Canada Land. But they have a network and a bunch of shows and podcasts. The guy who runs it was considered like a pretty big lefty kind of figure, progressive, right? Progressive lib, but still post October 7th, he's just been melting down online, going after like peaceful protests, saying that they're anti-Semitic, saying that they're like attacking Jewish businesses when they're not, and things like that. Like everyone's been like, the union for the podcast has spoken out against him. The staff has spoken out against him. The other day, he releases an episode defending the AI porn of Taylor Swift, saying that it wasn't actually like in bad taste. It wasn't bad taste, but it was just horny fanfic, and that this should be legalized or legal, that kind of stuff. And then obviously the pushback was like, what the fuck? Like huge, you're melting down. And he responded with a picture by an Indigenous artist that I have in a book behind me of like Justin Trudeau naked and being paddled, and like you can see his face and everything. And he just started posting these drawn naked photos of Trudeau getting paddled, and then being like, "Is this art? Does this count?"
That's an actual art piece made by an actual artist. It's different than
absolutely.
AI.
Yeah, it's totally it's different than AI like revenge porn or any of that kind of shit. But like, it's like one of the biggest public figure meltdowns that I've seen in real time.
Yeah,
it's been
I've recommended his podcast before. Like he's and to be fair, he was great for a while. Again, of course there are, I'm sure there are positions where I like shook my head and didn't agree with him. But generally, like he's, even his perspective, even if I disagree with it, I understood it. This is just like, no, he's not well. Like the people around him, like I have to imagine the staff's going to leave at some point, because I know the rest of them are not like this. I've spoken, not since this, but I've spoken with some of them before, and they're great people. They're intelligent people. I don't know what's wrong with him. Like he's not doing well. He's not doing okay.
He's not well.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, Joe Biden.
Never trust liberals.
They'll always betray you.
Well, I mean, you trusted
Biden.
him when he was running.
Stop Biden.
Well, I also wouldn't say never trust. I mean, I was a liberal. Like people learn and change. I think that most people, I hope most people, maybe I'm being generous here, but are able to, learn as they grow and evolve their opinions on things. And I think most people that at some point become, part of the left or feel like they have more leftist views, at some point they were probably just a lib. And that's how a lot of people go. But some people are just John Fetterman or Jesse Brown, where it's just not that way and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways,
praying for them.
Joe Biden.
You should too.
Yes. President Joe Biden just held a press conference. So I figured it's actually, I watched the whole thing at like 2 times speed, because if I watched it at 1 time speed, I can't imagine how slow he was talking. But I got 4 clips, and they're all just gems. So this was held because, to be honest, I don't even know what. I didn't read the whole backstory to this, but I guess there's a report out that when he was interviewed by the FBI over the documents that he had in his garage, he I guess didn't come off well.
It's another capitulation by the Democrats to try and meet the Republicans halfway. So they let the GOP basically appoint the person who did the investigation. And that release of his report just came out, and it's pretty damning, where he says in the interview, Biden's not sentient. He can't remember dates and names. He can't remember who was vice president or when he was vice president, like stuff like that. So that just came out.
And they claimed he couldn't recall when his son died, so he took real offense to that. Anyway, so that's why he came out to do this press conference, to be like, I'm fine. And let's see some of that.
Thank you, and I'll take some questions.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's my memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Okay, so that was a little.
I gotta say it right there, not
he's
bad.
fine
I
here.
mean,
not bad.
Also,
I mean, he's
kind of witty.
throwing jabs.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if this was it, then he knocked it out of the park in terms of what he had to do.
Wait, was this it?
But I'm
Or
assuming
leading up to something worse.
I got 4 clips.
Here.
I don't think any of them overlap. Hopefully, but I guess we'll see. So these are all just little pieces from his responses.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me." Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They express concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to that question?
Because I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
Do you believe that?
Okay, that's that.
Again, this is fine so far. I mean, whether you like him or not, whether you think it's a great performance or not, this is fine. Like there's nothing
it's not
wrong
the
with
brewery,
it,
right? It's not like the brewery thing where
then
just kind of melted down.
Which we've got to watch that too.
This part happens where he confuses the president of Egypt from Mexico during a press conference where he's talking about how mentally strong he is.
This is bad, yeah.
And he's been doing a lot of this isn't a one-off. He's been doing a lot of this.
Initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. Initially.
Yeah, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is not the president of Mexico.
That's not good. That's not good.
If you wanted to play devil's advocate here, what are the two major issues going on right now? I could see maybe, he confused the border crisis with the Israel genocide in Gaza. But that's being very generous.
Look, I've messed names up before. The thing is, this keeps on happening. Wasn't it yesterday? Who was it? See, I'm forgetting now. I'm President Joe Biden. I got a bad memory too. But he recalled the president of a country that was actually from like the 90s, who died in like the late 90s. And he thought he mentioned their name as if they were current.
Yeah, it was Mitterrand, right?
It was, I think it was Germany.
No, it happened two separate times. Once it was the former French president who's dead, and another time it was the former German chancellor who is dead.
Yes.
Wait, he did this twice in the last week?
He did this twice in the last week. Two different occasions. Listen, when you get to a certain age, you enter a phase of your life where maybe you are coasting between two worlds. And maybe he is not totally lying. Maybe he is speaking to these people. They're going, Joe, come join us. It's time. And he's like, nah, man, I got some more stuff to do here. I got some more stuff to do here. It's like, Joe, you must come. It is your time, Joe. That's the German guy, just to be clear. Or, Joe Biden is a grumpy old man. Perhaps he was told that he will be visited by 3 ghosts, 3 spirits, and he's already been visited by 2. Maybe just one more spirit will visit him, maybe tonight, and he'll come back a totally different man. He'll be happy. He'll be he'll bring gifts to Gaza himself. He'll stop everything going on over there.
He'll feed the hungry.
He'll open the borders and stop what the Democrats are trying to do by teaming up with the Republicans and give the Republicans everything they want.
It depends on which ghost. If it's Hugo Chavez, I think we're going to get a more positive outcome. But we're probably going to get Henry Kissinger visit him. And then it's not
we got former president of France, right? Former German chancellor. I mean, I guess if it's European leaders, I guess the most sensible next one is, oh man, things are gonna get really bad. He's about to be visited by Winston Churchill, isn't he?
I mean, for
We're
me,
about to enter a world war.
For me, this wouldn't be as much of an issue if he wasn't just a bad leader, bad president. Like this, if he wasn't completely bumbling or fumbling the crisis in the Middle East would be a kind way to put it. If he wasn't completely on the wrong side of this issue, backing a genocidal government in Israel, then this, I could overlook a lot of this stuff because in reality, the president is not the one doing everything. Like he has a staff. He has a party. They do a lot of the work. It's not like he's the one directing everything. So if he had the correct positions and was fighting for the right things, then whatever, he screws some names up. Who cares? But it's this combined with everything else and combined with the fact that he is losing in polling in every single swing state, every single poll I see come out ever since really October, he has been losing in every swing state against Donald Trump. And again, polling doesn't mean he's definitely going to lose, but as the way things look right now, it does not look good. So all these things combined, this would have been a good time to announce that he is not going to run and someone else will be in his place. I know it's kind of late now,
you want like a Dianne Feinstein style president if they're making decisions that aren't supporting genocide, basically. But then
I don't want that. But I'm saying that is preferable.
You accept it. Yeah,
that's acceptable. That's more acceptable. And look, and regardless, you don't want someone who doesn't believe in elections at all to be the next president. I would hope. Like I'm not saying Biden should continue. I'm not saying Biden deserves to be president. But you don't want someone who is completely anti-democracy and just as bad, if not worse, on Israel, as one example, to be president again. So, it would be nice to have someone here as a Democratic leader who has not just lost his mind completely and is on the wrong side of a lot of issues. But, that's not the world we're in.
I'm finding the brewery video.
No one here is Team Trump, by the way. just so we're clear, in case someone is clipping this moment. I'm not. I
think I'm making that clear.
I mean, we're not going for the. We're not rooting for the young stud to take on the old man Joe Biden.
The young stallion Trump. Yeah,
who has many of his own similar instances just like this. We can't all pretend that Biden's the only one having mental
no,
that isn't the biggest problem with these guys.
The gerontocracy continues. Two candidates who don't know where they are most of the time. It's really
at this point I actually I do feel it would be the obvious backup for Biden. And I've decided it's fine. I'm accepting of it. Because it's the obvious choice. I'd be fine with Kamala running, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She's.
I also think she would be better on a lot of issues, including Israel and Palestine.
I'm also beginning to think that she would actually have a better chance at winning than I initially would have thought compared to what Biden is right now.
Yeah. Rebecca, what are your thoughts on this? Because I feel the same way. We're considering if Joe Biden is so bad that Kamala would be better. I personally think that she would. And I think she would. I don't know if she'd have a better time getting elected. It's hard to say. But at least she cares about her legacy. She's young. So she has to think about what voters want at least a little bit more than Joe Biden. I don't know.
Wow, what a question. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Rebecca.
Now,
not to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I don't know because not that I don't care for Kamala. I love that she is, vice president and she broke a lot of barriers. She's the first, woman of color, Black, Asian, all of the above. But historically, I just don't like her history, her as a person. Now, would she be better?
Women holding down other women. It's how it always works.
I'll be the one to say it since I am the woman in the show. I don't want y'all to get in trouble. But other than that, I don't know if I would have wanted to see more of her, but I understand probably in her position, they have her a bit more secured and things like that. But I would have needed to see more of her to have an opinion on that because the things that I have seen, I've been disappointed. So would she be better than Biden? If that was our only option. I don't know why I asked me this question. If that was our only option and that was it, right?
Which it probably is right now because the primaries already started. So it's that's why
Marianne Williamson dropped out, and she obviously would have been the second choice. So that's gone.
Biden's,
Let me phrase it this way.
Biden's first choice is now out of the race.
Let me phrase it this way, okay? Because it's a
Dean
possibility.
Phillips, baby. President Phillips, we got it.
Let's
we
say
got it in the bag.
He's worse than Biden. I don't know why he's running.
He actually is worse than Biden. Yeah.
But let's say that Biden died. It's a possibility, and then Kamala was now at the top of the ticket. Subconsciously, would you think, "Oh, thank God"? Like,
if that
I would feel better about my vote.
I would say, this is something maybe this is fresh, right? It will be fresh start. It will be a first, all those good things, but we've already gone through that. Yeah, I would be like, okay, let's see. It would just be a let's see moment. I would place my vote and possibly in that way for sure. But it would be a let's see moment. It would be listen, is all right, Kamala, we just gonna do this. Please do something different. Like show up. Show us something different, like how you truly feel about things that were going on. Can you say something? Have more, be more vocal. Have, I know it might be against all of what America stands for, but we need somebody to be able to be unafraid and actually tackle some issues, say some things that might stir up some stuff. We need something fresh, and we don't need somebody to just be an ally and those kind. We need somebody I need somebody to shake it up a little bit. I want to see some leadership, like some actual leadership that makes sense for the country right now. And maybe we would just give Kamala the benefit of the doubt. That's how I'm gonna end it. Well, give her the benefit of the doubt. And
I wouldn't give her the benefit of the doubt because I already know that she's gonna be terrible. But when the standards are so low, it's like, okay, she'd be marginally better than Biden. I'd take her over Biden. That's how bad it is. And the best scenario that America can get is both of these two candidates, Trump and Biden, spontaneously combust. And we have completely new fucking people. That's because the Democratic Party, they say that based on polls that they're dissatisfied with Biden, but they voted for him. They even wrote him in. With Trump, I mean, the party they're loyal to him, but the rest of Americans don't want him. So Americans complain about how, oh my God, these two terrible options. Oh, I'm sick of these. You all keep voting for these dumb motherfuckers. So you get what you vote for. But I guess that based on polls, if they both were to croak, then would everyone be happy? I mean, we wouldn't get better options. Or I should say we wouldn't get good options, but we would get better options potentially, because I feel like both Trump and Biden are the worst case scenario in their respective parties. I don't know. It's a really bad situation right now.
It is, but we still gotta vote, man. And that's
I'll be voting.
So, yeah. It is a bad situation. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna make it cute. I'm not gonna try to, fluff it up. It's a terrible situation, and I know it's a scary time for all of us because we're like, well, what do we do? We're still gonna vote, guys. We're still gonna vote because at the end of the day, we know what it was like when our past president, Trump, was in office, and we had to endure that for 2 terms, and it was a scary time. But then we also can acknowledge that our current president has had opportunities where he could have stood up and done what he needed to do, and he chose not to. And we need some actual leadership, and we also don't want division, and that was what we had under Donald Trump, major division. And we don't need that again. Please, y'all, we don't need that again.
Also, I am convinced that, this time, why would he hold another election? He very clearly tried to steal the last one. Why would he even bother? Or even if he held one, he'll just claim he won again. You know what I mean?
He's a criminal. He'll literally
run again
a criminal
for a third term because he's president. He can, and he'll change the laws so that he can you can't. Yeah, that guy can't be in power again. I think that's very very clear.
I pray not, but when I woke up that one cold day, 2016. I was shocked that he was, and I was shocked again that I'm like, people are this is gonna really happen. But he is somebody who has caused a lot of trauma to poll workers, campaign workers, people who want to voters, people voting rights. I remember they had in Florida. Ron DeSantis was right behind him. That's when he was copying a lot of the style of Donald Trump. And I remember former felons were told, literally were told, hey, sign up. Listen, there's a law that got you. It's going to protect you. And as soon as they did that, Ron DeSantis and folks had went down there and made a law where they can arrest those people. So people who have been clean, have tried to put that past life behind them, are living their lives, were getting handcuffed. And most of them, and this is on video on body cam, most of them were Black people. So he was targeting Black communities here in Atlanta. I know we have Cliff Albright, who was working day and night out here campaigning for people who have these addresses that may be above businesses. And Kemp here was trying to get those people's votes not to count, because saying that they had their addresses on businesses. Meanwhile, here in Atlanta and a lot of places in the city, some people are living above nail salons, pizza shops. So it's the same address, just like Suite A or Suite B, and these people were being told that they could not vote. They were being reprimanded. So lots of voter suppression under Donald Trump and all of his friends and allies in different states. So we know what that man is capable of. And so please, y'all, he's gonna be out here doing the same things. I hope y'all know he's gonna be out here with his folks and trying to push and scare people. Remember pulling up to the voting polls and having and it wasn't against the law. Remember, they made it illegal for people were leaving work early just so they can make it into line. And they were telling them no water. There were laws passed here where nobody can have water, no food, just little things to make people not vote, especially in certain communities on purpose. So don't let none of that deter you, but that is what we're going to see more of, while Donald Trump and his folks are doing their thing. They're going to try to bring that back out. It's going to be
it's going to be worrying. I will say this though, and this is a very cynical take, so please dismiss it if you're able to and you disagree, because it's very, very cynical. I think Trump's going to win. And I don't think they even have to go out of their way to do a lot of voter suppression. I think that the base, like the Democratic Party base, is going to be so disillusioned that so many of them will stay home. It's not just young voters now. Arab Americans. I mean, Michigan is out of it's just done. He can't win Michigan at this point. When it comes to Hispanic voters, who he promised immigration reform to, or at least a new approach, this whole week they've been beating their chest about how they want to do fascism at the border now. That's not their words, that's my words, obviously. But if you look at the actual border bill, it is straight up what the Republicans want. No pathway to citizenship. And then you have Democrats defending this. And now MSNBC is towing the line. Al Sharpton is calling it an invasion in cities now. They've just adopted fascist rhetoric. The people who care about immigration, they're not gonna support this president, because if that's your number one issue, then there has to be a meaningful difference to get you to get off your ass and vote. And on a lot of these issues, the equivalence is too close,
The thing I push back on is I think there's a lot that can change between now, obviously, and that time.
That's
and I
true.
think the one thing that has pushed a lot of voters out is the abortion issue. And I you saw that in the midterms. I think that will become something they start to talk about a lot. The messaging right now is basically not very succinct or clear in terms of they're calling Trump a fascist or doing this, but I think they're going to start concentrating a lot more on they're taking away your reproductive rights. You have to think about the Supreme Court. You have to think about the future of the nation, that kind of stuff. I think that will be what the Democrats start to lean a lot heavier on, because
at least they should.
They should.
They should. The issue is Democrats often are just reacting to what Republicans are saying. That's why they moved right on the border, because they're just reacting to what the right is saying. That's most of what they do, unfortunately, and that's when you get the worst in terms of how people feel about the party, is when you just react to what the right is saying. They have to put out their own message, as you're saying, Lance. They have to focus on those issues, abortion being a massive one,
which is fucked. Yeah. It's just such a bleak election. I would agree with you, Mike, in the sense that I think no matter what happens, Trump will say he won. So giddy up. For that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, if he wins,
I will say
again, like David said, by democracy. I mean, not to be hyperbolic, but I mean, I think that there's probably a pretty substantial chance that democracy is straight up died. I mean, he will try to stay in power regardless if he tries to run for a third term against the Constitution. But like, it's not so much that I'm worried about, so much as like what he'll do while he's in power, because we're going to see so many abuses of power that it's going to be like, I mean, institutions will be completely like it. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
And I'm still trying to process like all of Biden's abuses of power right now, where he's just like circumventing Congress and bombing everybody. It's like, what the fuck? Every day it's like, oh yeah, he bombed
But he
Iraq.
really
What?
doesn't like Netanyahu. He's really angry with Netanyahu. He doesn't like him. Here's $17 billion.
So ridiculous.
But Mike, I get why you feel that way, and to say that he's gonna win, it sounds crazy, right? And I want to be that one because I'm always that one. Let's not say that. Let's look at the the brighter part of it. Let's figure out why is Matt frozen? Because I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't.
Oh my god!
What are you scheming? What are you scheming?
As
Stop
soon as Mike
scheming.
said what he said,
He's side-eyeing me right now. What did I do? What did I do?
Yeah, buddy.
Mike, Matt, I'm gonna need you to restart, baby.
Yeah,
he probably can't. He's this frozen. He probably can't hear us.
Somebody tap Mike on the shoulder. Log out from me, baby.
I hope he stays like this. Yeah, he's gonna stay like this for the rest of the stream. It's our new mascot.
It's good. Because I'm like, I don't know why Matt is looking like that. Because Mike said what he said about 10 minutes ago. It's time to move on from that. Where we? But no, I know how you feel, Mike. It's like it's almost like to just hope for the hope for the best, but we know there are times just what we know and how strong the right, when they get together, what they can do. Unfortunately, they like to utilize their power. They could be as dumb as rocks, but when they come together, baby, they coming together. And
they know how to wield power. Yeah.
Yes. And when it comes
Especially
to what I've seen on the left with Democrats, liberals, whatever you want to call them, what is it? Hey, Matt, you all right?
What happened?
You should come back and watch when you froze, because you were given like the worst side eye. It was like
Somebody
a miserable face.
It was crazy. It was frozen. But I just think
Did you all think I was being sassy with you guys or something?
Oh, no, we played with it.
Rebecca was worried.
Like, what's going on? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
It was giving that very much. Well, I just say to say I know how you feel, Mike, and I really don't know. Everybody has, a reason why they feel how they feel. And what we see with the Democrats is not what we see with the, with Republicans, with conservatives, whatever they want to label themselves at. But those people get together, or we've seen what they can do, right? And when Democrats just be wanting to point the finger, sometimes like the baby that's saying, we got to work. We got to work. We got to get out there. We have to start, standing more confidently. Don't let the 3-4 Democrats hold it down while y'all just be like, like it's a podcast, right? You got them other people, all they be like,
What are you trying to say about podcasts?
That's good. That's good. No, but what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. So that's what we need. We need more work. We need more hands on the ground. We need people who actually mean what they're saying, not just because they have a seat and they're just like, yeah, I'm just going to stand by the person that actually is given a little power. No, do something. This is why we put you guys in place, for you guys to do something. So.
Well, Rebecca, that's why there are strong Democrats like John Fetterman.
We're getting seamless with our transitions.
Check out this solid line of argument he's unleashing on us here.
Is this how he always looked forever? Like
yes, and I believe these are IDF
like
dog
Binder,
tags.
he's
If
stuck
I'm
in
not
one
mistaken.
Position. Yeah, how many dog tags is that?
He's out of his mind. But check out this solid argument. This is why he's against peaceful protests for a ceasefire.
I think I've met with six family victim groups during all of this. And, that should have stopped, because everyone should have been home long ago. And I don't understand why, to anyone that is protesting or demanding for a ceasefire, let's be honest here, why aren't you protesting to bring them all home right now? Why aren't you demanding that Hamas surrenders as well too? Because
yes, let's just pause it there for a second. Why aren't we demanding that Hamas surrenders? Why are we not protesting our governments, the U.S. government, the Canadian government? Why are we not protesting them to get Hamas to release the hostages? What a brilliant Hamas.
Known supporters of Hamas and funders of Hamas, U.S. government.
Why is government not condemning Hamas?
And Trudeau not condemning Hamas? This is so goddamn stupid. Like this is I put this on Twitter because this is how I think about it. This is like trying to petition your manager to get a coffee maker when you work at Starbucks. Like there's no like why would you do that when your government already is funding the enemy of Hamas to an amazing extent? It is completely. Anyways, it's ridiculous. But we can continue this.
Also, because the IDF have killed 3 of the hostages. When he's like, "Why aren't you protesting getting the hostages back?" Well, I mean, tell that to the IDF. I mean, the only thing that's gotten the hostages back has been a ceasefire. That's been it so far.
Yes, not to mention, Netanyahu just rejected a deal with Hamas that would have released all the hostages. So, like, which would have been hinged on a ceasefire. Just completely out of his mind.
Both of those happen. There's going to be the ending of the suffering and the death of innocent Palestinians and Israelis as well too.
Wow.
And now I support a 2-state solution as well. But
we must you must release the hostages, otherwise we will keep killing civilians. That is what he is saying here. It's
adding
very
the
weird.
2-state solution is so fucked up when one of those 2 potential states is getting bombed off the face of the earth.
Also,
it's giving condemning both sides, right? It's giving a little bit of Trump energy. Both sides, right? They both doing it. They both did it. So if we that's what it's giving.
And Netanyahu came out against 2-state solution. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Authority, that's what they support. That's the group that Netanyahu's trying to, or has continued to try to sideline while propping up Hamas, to use them as an excuse to invade Gaza, which he is doing now. So if you support a 2-state solution, then you are anti-Netanyahu while you are pretending to be supporting of his position, which is not 2-state.
But that is meaningless until Hamas is effectively eliminated as well. Now, of course, because Hamas now disavows and rejects a 2-state solution as well too. And now they are committed to the destruction of Israel again. I would never want to negotiate with a group that wants to commit it to my death as well. Bring all of these people back home now. End this and stop pretending that this is some kind of equivalence here now. This is like, bring them back.
God.
My man is genuinely dumb as fuck.
I agree. There is no equivalence. I don't want to harp too much on. I mean,
stupid.
I will just to point out. I don't want to harp too much on. He had a stroke, so his speech isn't great. Like that's whatever. My issue is just his shitty arguments. Like in this unwavering defense of this far right wing genocidal government, and it's above and beyond what I've seen other Democrats do. Like it can't just be money. There has to be what's going on here. He is so out of his mind on this, to the point where we've seen him wear the Israeli flag to a far right pro-Israel, genocide essentially rally.
Like a hero.
He waved an Israeli flag at veterans who were protesting for a ceasefire. Like he's on some other level.
Has he done it? Has he spoken for Palestine? Has he spoken for the people of Gaza? Has he done any of that? Because if you're going to sit there and say that, and you're still acknowledging just pretty much one side of it. And
he thinks Israel's done nothing wrong at all.
I'm sure. Yeah. But the bloodshed in Palestine
civilians is fine.
Not like, if we're going to see, there's no equivalence, right? But if we are going to put it on a scale, the bloodshed in Palestine and Israel, there should be none. We can agree on that. But we need to stop they need to stop what they're doing to the people. This is
but Hamas made them do it. Hamas made them kill all those civilians. It's all Hamas's fault. We have that's why when there's a bank robber, we just bomb the bank. That's why when there's a school shooting, we just bomb the school, because it's their fault.
Bomb the hospitals.
Bomb the hospital. Yeah, gotta get. If there's a criminal in a city, we just bomb the entire city. That's how you get the criminals.
But you don't say, "Hey, don't bomb the hospital." You go to the bank robber or the people in the hospital, and you say, "Hey, why won't you stop doing what you're doing? Stop robbing the bank." That's what you're supposed to do. That's how it works.
You should have stopped the criminal. You should have stopped it. He was in your bank. You should have stopped him yourself. Oh well, we got to bomb you all.
Yeah. It's so
It's
weird.
so
It's like a
upside
scorched
down.
earth policy against innocent people. And what's so sickening is that he said this a couple of times, like something to the effect of, "Well, I weep for every Palestinian kid just as I would my own." But and then he goes on to explain how like Israel, of course, is right to do whatever they want and kill as many civilians as they want to. It's just it's really it's so fucked up. He could have just been like quiet, like he could have done what all the other senators are doing and just like support the genocide by voting in favor of it and supporting Israel, signaling support for them, whatever. But he's like going out of his way to like be the loudest cheerleader, and it's so bizarre because he didn't know anything about like okay. When October 7th happened, he didn't even know how to pronounce Hamas. I don't think that that's anything to do with him having a stroke or his speech. I think he just genuinely has never even like looked into the entire predicament. Like he probably couldn't even name where the fuck or see where Israel Palestine were on the map. Like the dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So like for him to go from being completely unaware and oblivious to like being the number one cheerleader of genocide, I don't know how you explain that. It's so bizarre to me.
Grifting, and you have to understand, like right now, it's a, and this is, this is the right and the left coming together in the middle, and this is where we can see, America sticking right beside. This is to me what Biden promotes too. Like this is the same kind of rhetoric that he pushes out every time he comes out to make any kind of statement about what's going on. It's the same thing. So it's not like surprising to see a Democrat doing that. It's very disappointing, but our own president does it every time he steps out or to a podium or says anything. This is how he sounds as well, and so it's super problematic. But even our president, who represents that side, Democrats, is standing 10 toes down on Israeli business. He does not really care to, denounce what's happening in Palestine. And he's also helped what's happening to the people of Palestine. So
it's so fundamentally fucked up though, because like the UNRWA, US just defunded it, we just defunded it, a whole bunch of Western nations just defunded this life-saving organization that is necessary to get food and critical aid right now into an area where everyone's being starved. Like this is a forced starvation, a mass forced starvation. And then there's headlines coming out where it's like kids are literally eating grass and trying to drink sewage to live. Like that's how bad the starvation is at right now. Like just untold horrors that we never thought we'd have to see on a mass scale in our lifetimes happening on like our tax dollars kind of shit. And then just now Channel 4 did this whole report showing that there isn't credible evidence that the UNRWA actually was in any way responsible or participated in October 7th. So even without the UN's launched its own investigation, they fired I believe everyone who was still alive who's been accused, and even then we're still cutting that off in the middle of the start. Like I don't know. Every day I feel we're going to look back on this and it's like, if a kid was to look back on history in 40 years from now and be like, so why did this happen? Like, I don't know if I'd have a good reason. You could be like, well, the majority of Democratic voters didn't want that. They wanted a ceasefire. The majority of Biden staffers wanted a ceasefire. The majority of Canadians want a ceasefire. A lot of the, big allies of Israel wanted a ceasefire well before any of this happened. And then, then we cut off the funding to their last lifeline as they were being starved, as they were eating grass and sewage. We cut off that last fucking crucial piece, even though we didn't have evidence that they participated on October 7th. And even then afterwards, when it turned out they had no substantiated evidence about that, still we're fucked.
Not only are we seeing the rhetoric about October 7th and the people of Israel being, the real only victims here. We're not only seeing that, when it comes to politics, we're seeing that shift like in entertainment. One of the biggest nights in Hollywood and music, the Grammys, right? Towards the end of the night, I think the president of the Grammy Award, he came out and it was like somber music. And I'm like, okay, what is he about to, talk about what's going on? And he mentioned, we're the music awards. And he mentioned, we don't want anybody's lives to be lost as the people that we lost on October 7th. And the people that we've lost in Palestine since, and we're not going to mention that. So they focused on that. And I feel like that was a blow. That was like, I'm like, damn, the Grammys too, they out here doing the same thing. That rhetoric is being pushed everywhere. Like to
I would have been
focus on
surprised if they
Grammys in
did.
Ukraine. Like,
I
do
would
you
have been
remember what
surprised if
everyone
they
was
didn't
saying?
do that, to be honest. Like, that falls right in line with all of these award shows, all of these centers of power.
We're
of course,
seeing
they're
this
not
everywhere. It's this whole conversation about just making sure everybody focuses on Israel, October 7th, Hamas. That's it. So people who don't know about the stuff, they're going to be like, oh my God. And which it is, those poor people that lost their lives. Yes. But the people who are losing their lives since, my goodness, like a whole little country is being obliterated, gone. Kids. Are we not looking at that? Are we not? Can we not have those type of conversations? Can we not put their pictures up? Can we not talk about them? But they want to focus just on that piece of it, that one piece of
Annie
it.
Lennox was the first person I think that's called for ceasefire in any award show yet, and that was in a tribute to Sinead O'Connor. But otherwise, no one said anything. I think like a lot of artists were wearing pins. Like that's the most you can do. You can wear these little like secret pins that if people know it means it represents ceasefire for artists. It was like a pin that Bo Burnham and a handful of other people were wearing, but otherwise, like no one has said anything.
I'm trying to remember. There was somebody who was. Yeah, that right at the Grammys. You're talking about at the Grammys, right, Lance?
Yeah, and Annie Lennox was doing a tribute to Sinead O'Connor.
I remember.
And then she said "Artists for ceasefire." Yeah, and I was like, that's the first time anyone in any award show has asked or said for a ceasefire.
You're right.
That
I remember that portion of it, and I'm like, ooh, they gonna shut that lady mic off. They gonna take it to commercial in 2 seconds. But they let her go. I was like, she was giving Sinead O'Connor energy. So that's something that I know that would have happened as well. But yeah, that I remember that part. You're right. So that was good. But I'm like, dang, she's going for it. But that was good to see. Somebody going for it. And that's what I want to see in leadership. I want to see somebody really like
in our elected officials.
Yes.
When it's what the majority of voters want. That's the part that fucks with me. I'm like, how is there such a disconnect between the person you've elected and what you want on a very serious topic?
Because the ones that help to elect you have the opposite view of that. So it's a very fine line. Yeah. Very fine line they're writing there.
Yeah, I posted a link to a video of another politician who is unequivocally supporting Israel, Nancy Pelosi. But this video is actually really fun because it's Code Pink just like yelling at her as she's walking down the hall, and she's fucking seething the entire time, and I love it. So yeah.
Don't call us Russian apologists or Chinese apologists. You are an Israel apologist. You are an Israel apologist.
Oh my God. That's the fastest I've seen them.
Are you going to vote no?
$1 million.
Are you going to vote no on the money?
Congratulations on making money on it. We're not Russia's sponsored. We're not from China.
We don't have headquarters in China. Our headquarters is right here in the United States, and we don't want you giving any more money to Israel.
Our bridges are crumbling. We have
San Francisco has so many problems. We need the money at home. Congresswoman, we need the money at home.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Money while people are being slaughtered in Gaza.
Don't call us Russian apologists or Chinese apologists. You are an Israel apologist. You are an Israel apologist.
Oh, that's it's a repeat, but
they just repeating the same video. Yeah.
She was ready to risk it all with her baby on her hip because she needed that message to be told. But Nancy Pelosi, I've never seen her get like that before. Baby, Nancy Pelosi was ready to put hands on that lady. But to shoo her away because what she's saying is real. And they don't want to hear that. These people, they get to go home, they get to, be covered in their warm sheets and all the other stuff like we all do right now. But our leaders are just, they don't give a damn. And Nancy clearly doesn't. She's she doesn't care. As long as she sticks to the script, everything is okay. And when she, does a viral moment where, she's holding it, oh my God, Nancy is so great. And she's so legendary, her with the kente cloth, solidarity, the Black folks and all, this is that's the viral moments that they'll forget about. They support in Israel, but they'll remember like Nancy is a godsend. Watch. Let her do something else. They're going to be like, she's such a fiery person. We're going to miss her and all. It's going to be all of that. They're not going to remember that these people, and this is what I'm saying, they're on the wrong side of history. And I hope that it is documented and remembered that this is where they were and who they supported in this time. I really do. I really, really do. And people were out there risking it all. Again, that lady was with her baby on her hip. She didn't even care. What's up, Nancy? What's up? You know, like me and my baby. We're here to let you know.
Yeah,
I'm
Rebecca,
impressed
you're
by
right.
people that have that energy. I don't have that energy.
Yeah.
When my child was that young, oh my God, can you imagine me running down the hall like that, chasing Nancy Pelosi?
It's crazy.
It's just a lot of work.
But it's people have that in them because they're like, listen, I this is affecting me. I can't keep watching this happen, and I'm right up the street from this lady. Baby, we're taking a trip. We're taking a trip.
Yeah, Rebecca, you're right because they're
Oh my
Yas,
God, don't remind
they
me
will
of
never
this.
not Yas Queen her. Like,
Yeah,
you remember
they
this?
exactly.
This is so so embarrassing, so utterly embarrassing.
Nancy Pelosi could like fart in his face, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is historic. I got to smell Nancy Pelosi's fart." Like these people.
Is that guy still around? I feel like I haven't seen him since that.
I haven't.
He's completely disappeared.
He got dunked on so hard for doing that I think maybe he like just went away. I appreciate him doing that though. I wish more people would take the hint, but yeah, that's the see. They think like that's probably like 99% of the interactions that Nancy Pelosi has. It's with people who really like her, unless it's Republicans. And so like these Republicans, they live in ivory towers. That's true. But while you're still in power, there are still going to be constituents who will confront you. And I just love seeing the reactions when they are confronted because some of them just don't know how to handle it. And they're outraged at the fact that people dare protest them. And you love to see it because, I mean, when something like this is going on, that action right there from Code Pink, like that is praxis. Like that is the most important thing that you can do because that's how you literally get them to listen. We can like, it's so important to like leave them messages and go to town halls and confront them when you can. But when you actually confront them to their faces peacefully, but still being very direct, that lets them know, like, this is not okay. And it's irritating. They fucking hate it. But that's why you should do it. That's why I love it. Like, I think that what Code Pick is doing is really good.
Yeah, I do too. Again, that energy that they have, that activism, everybody's an activist in a different way. And that's what they do. And listen, they pulling up, okay? And I feel like our leaders sometimes get very, very comfortable because they, you know, I can't be touched. I got Secret Service, you know, I say what I need to say. I make viral moments and I go back to my home, my mansion. I don't, you know, I don't have to really do much because I'm legendary. I don't, you know, but baby, I'm tired of people thinking that they're above everything. And the reason that you were placed there is to help make a difference and a change, not to get comfortable in your seat. Not to get comfortable in your seat. If we wanted somebody to warm up a seat, then, you know, we would. That's not where we're at right now. The people need leadership. We don't need you walking around in your kitten heels, okay? We don't need you, you know, we don't need that. We need something. We need some fervor. We need somebody to be like, you know what, you're right. I hear you. Or we need you to stand on why you supporting Israel only. Do you like what is it that you're not seeing happening in Gaza right now? Are you aware of that? Can you make a statement on that? Because right now you're coming off as an apologist. You are one. So why? Okay, don't try to fight me. I'm literally telling you what you are. What do you have to say to that? But you get to just walk, get protected, and yeah, that was it. No, she was ready to move her granny sister friend to the side and jump on the woman and her child. Okay,
it would have been funny, but holy shit.
That would have been crazy. But that's what she was ready to do. She was sick of it because that lady was saying things that were hitting different places in Nancy Pelosi to make her act like that. These weren't things that weren't like just anything. They were affecting her because she knew it was true.
The truth hurts, yeah.
Yes, it does. So,
yeah. Well, there was also news from the Supreme Court this week that they heard oral arguments from whether or not Trump is going to be disqualified, that whole thing. Obviously, almost all of them, but I think Sotomayor is the only one who's like going to vote against Trump. Like, it seems like even the liberal justices are seemingly not okay with one state disqualifying him. And I really am not surprised by this. I don't know if you all had thoughts on this, but this is the most uninteresting thing ever. I don't know. I just literally never anticipated for a second that a different outcome would be possible. Although we don't know, we're just speculating based on the oral arguments, but you know.
I haven't thought much about it, to be honest.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be 100 with
Nobody
you.
gives
Not
a shit.
thing.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Like
I
saw all the
use this
headlines
opportunity
today
to make
about
sure that I'm gonna use this opportunity to make sure my internet's working now.
Matt,
Am I
you're
back?
back.
Am I good?
You're moving. You
I
look
didn't want to.
clear.
I didn't want to interrupt because when I came back, everything was still choppy, so I wasn't sure what was going on. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna sit back, let it fix itself out. Not gonna interrupt. Don't want to do anything to mess anyone's. I missed all the good stuff though. I missed knocking on Fetterman. I missed defending my queen, Nancy Pelosi. I missed.
Is your kid playing like Fortnite? Is that what's going on here? Is that what your
No,
internet's all
I don't know what's going on. I don't
My
know
internet
what's
is really
been going
bad,
on my
too.
internet these past few weeks.
Yeah,
It's been like ridiculous these past few weeks. And I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with anything. Or it
Did
just
you
gotta
check
be
with
the
them?
internet
Did you
connection.
reboot? Did you look? Because that's what they
Yeah,
told
I
me
did, but I
at
don't think
work.
that was it. I honestly don't know what fixed it. It must have just been a natural something fixed itself. It's
Now
gotta
you
be
have
the
a glow.
internet
You have more of a
connection.
glow now. Like it's giving a little bit more life. I think now.
It does. Yeah, the quality's good. It looks good.
It is.
So
Yeah.
whatever happened, fixed it.
Yeah.
All right,
My
that's
internet
good.
is
So I'm
bad, but I
back,
started
baby.
the
I'm
stream
back.
while uploading a video. I did it to myself. Yeah. Also, I'm
That's
sorry to
never a good idea.
Miss pointed out in the chat earlier that I'm being very negative and down. I apologize. I don't mean to rub off on you. Sometimes I
Have you guys not
catastrophize
watched the show
out
before?
loud.
Mike's always like he's
Yeah.
attacking old
He's
people.
not-
He's like, this is what he does all the time.
Matt is actually.
Here's what I will
Mike
say.
is not- Matt be the negative one. Mike be, you know what I'm saying?
Me?
He's
Negative?
I feel like
Mike
I'm
is
balanced,
more-
but
Yeah.
if I tell you something bad is going to happen, I am the worst at predictions. So there's one thing to keep in mind, right? I don't mean to be a downer on you, but if I say Biden's going to lose, probably the opposite will happen. If you go back and watch all of the election streams, I think I was on both of Lance's election streams for 2020 and 2022. What I predicted would happen, the opposite happened. So that's one thing to
Both
keep in mind. If I
times?
start both times. So if I catastrophize too much,
good. Let's keep that going.
think of that as a good thing. No.
So yeah, Mike, if he said it, then let's just know that he's doing that because he's doing the Lord's work. He doesn't want to say anything that he knows is much. If he says it's gonna happen, then just go with that. We're just and understand, y'all. People have these feelings because it's happened. Like we can go off of our presidents historically, and for the past few years, Donald Trump has won twice. Okay, when we just been out there, so it's not that it's he's not. A lot of people are just saying that because it's possible. There is an actual possibility, right? A higher chance of him actually winning, and that's because historically that's been a thing here. Stupidity is won, and so it's not that he's being negative. It's happened here twice, y'all. It's actually happened here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what
It
you
can
drinking,
And
Matt?
I'm basing my negativity
soda.
off of polls as well. So it's not like I'm just trying to be cynical for the sake of cynicism. Like, when you see all these things and you focus on politics so much, it's hard not to just think, man, it's like an iceberg dead ahead and we're sailing right into it. I like, just for me, like as Rebecca was saying, like it's one of those situations where you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. And this time, whatever happens, I will not be surprised. In 2016, I was actually really taken aback because I expected Hillary to win. What?
Sorry, I just this is Twitter sometimes is amazing. I read this like 3 times and I keep bursting out laughing every time I see it. This is sorry, X. Just received the most
fuck?
threatening notification. Getting closer.
Why do all
Which can be
Democrats
taken in
like,
various ways, really.
who's writing?
There's a lot. What people?
all of,
Is that a
all
real
of these,
email?
all of these campaign emails are like off the wall. They're all hilarious.
So now they're harassing emails. Like
Getting closer.
I don't get who writes the Democrats' emails. Like they're all like this. They're all like, I'm on death's door. I'm doomsday is upon us.
They're devolving
the
into
world
like
is ending tomorrow.
1990s chain emails where it's like, send this to 10 other people or you'll get bad luck. Like that's what they're gonna do soon. Open this or you'll die.
That's what it gets. No, there's
basically
an
gotten
activist,
there.
and I will not name him. I used to work with him, but there's an activist who sends literally like, "You guys, we're running out of time. If you right now send this to 10 people and get 10 people to send $10 right now, this is going to help push this article to everybody that needs to see it. And if you don't do it, know that you were on the wrong side of history."
Oh my God.
Now oh my goodness. I used to work with this man. I ain't gonna say his name because
I feel
don't
like I know who you're talking about.
off
I'm not gonna say anything.
and you know, me and him, we was tussling a little bit. But yeah, that man will send those type of emails, and I've blocked him. I've done it all, and he still shows up. How? I don't know. He's still showing up in my emails.
That's happened to me with certain politicians where I will block their emails and I still get emails from them. Like, I blocked it. How is this happening? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right now, look, and you go down to be like unsubscribe. To unsubscribe will be a problem. You are not doing what you need to do. You're not helping the system.
History will remember when you unsubscribed.
Yeah. I will unalive myself if you don't open and donate to me.
I feel I'm too embarrassed to even mention I have a Patreon. Like, these people are like out here grifting their asses off.
It gets crazy. And it's like, but at the same time, we're doing actual work online. So this is why we say, you know, Patreon, whatever. But these people, especially this person, they know who to cater to. And I hate to say, like, you know, they use politics. They're an activist, but they use politics in that way. And they'll send them damn emails. And the emails get crazier and crazier. And there's a thread on Twitter X, and everybody talks about how they're just so threatening. Like, hey, I just got paid and I don't want to give you my last dollar, please. Like, I just don't want this.
What you're saying is they're basically like Matt Bender is with super chats. Where he
I'm actually I feel I'm
give me
like
your
you,
money
though.
now.
I actually can't I do it humorously on this show, but I actually feel very uncomfortable asking people to sign up for Patreon.
And we shouldn't.
In fact, I haven't received a single super chat this episode, which is very bizarre. Not
because they start giving when you come alive. When you come alive at 10 o'clock.
You mentioned that.
We haven't seen your dog in a minute, Liz.
I know. That's why I was gone for so long. I had to run him outside because you had to
go wash your hands.
Okay, I wanted to ask you all your opinion on something that we don't usually talk about, and that's tech. So Apple Vision Pro, I don't know if you've heard of it.
Binder's eyes just lit up.
Dystopian or not dystopian? Because I think it's dystopian. I can explain why, but I'm curious to know your thoughts.
Before Binder gives a very probably informed speech, can I just say it's super funny? Mark Zuckerberg blew his company and his fortune trying to make people love VR, and everyone made fun of him for it because it was so terrible. And now everyone's like, "Whoa, VR is the future! Apple, you did it! They're see-through. We can see through the eyes and all."
To
that
be
shit."
fair, I think the same people that propped up, the Facebook VR are the same people that are propping up Apple's VR. I think everyone else is still like, why do I need this again?
It's crazy.
Like, oh wow, you have a screen. Have you heard of a television?
$3,500.
$3,500.
And just like, let me lay back and then.
Oh, apparently it's cool. Like, I'm sure Matt Binder's tried it, right?
I'm sure it's fun to use. It's totally useless. It's not necessary. It's just
There's a video of a guy who gets out of his Cybertruck with his Apple Vision Pro, and he's walking. He's like,
that has to be staged. That has to be.
It's like,
I saw that
he looks
video.
like he's
That has
casting
to be
spells.
staged.
Like, I
You
have
didn't
to
find the video of the guy
doing
allegedly working on the, like, it looks like the 3 train or whatever in New York, and it looks like he's working and he's typing and moving a mouse. That's not there.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't have the confidence to ever wear anything like that in public. Right? Like, if you gave me a headset for free, but I would have to wear it in public once, I would not take it. It's just
people who set up their
the
camera and act like somebody is helping them vlog. Again, if I need the courage to do it because I want to vlog. I want to do those things, but I think it's weird. Like, look, it's just weird.
Like what? Like, what are you doing?
Staged. Come on.
Oh no, it's got to be. He's watching porn. He's definitely watching porn.
Listen,
Bringing this window, bringing this window. Oh my god.
That's the thing too in the VR world. I'm like, it's just not right. Like, y'all really want to be out here looking more crazy than it's the crazy. It's just no.
Also, what if it runs out of battery while you're driving? Doesn't just go black and you can't see anything? You crash and you die.
Yeah.
I saw a video of. I'm not sure. Again, this may have been staged too. But there was a guy who was wearing it while driving, and then he got pulled over.
Yeah, I saw that video. I saw that video in the Cybertruck. No lie.
Why are you?
That was staged. That one was.
That
staged.
was staged. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of these I gotta imagine are staged.
Yeah.
Although he did admit that he really did have to for the skit. He had to drive wearing the Apple Vision Pro for 30 to 45 seconds. He said.
So he wanted to get pulled over because that was part of the skit.
No, I think that it was all set up. No, it was like all set up. My feeling on this is this. Apple's been working on this thing for a long time, like over a decade, and they could not get it right. Like they're not entirely happy with the final product they're putting out there. But Tim Cook was just like, we've been working on this for too long. We need to put it out there, or we need to stop this project. And because if you see, it's way bulkier. Like it does not look like an Apple product. Like it's got that ugly wire that goes to this giant battery pack. It doesn't seem like the usual Apple thing. From what I've heard, though, the actual experience using it is probably the most advanced of any sort of VR, virtual reality or augmented reality thing out there, period. Like I've heard people talk about it like it's really does feel like you're using something from the future. The problem with it that I see is that it goes against sort of what people look for in a tech product. Like tech companies are so obsessed with this, like reinventing the web or reinventing, with crypto, reinventing finance. They have this vision where you will live in this like virtual world. The metaverse, that was a big thing. They're completely obsessed with this idea of putting you in somewhere, and they've sort of aren't getting that the big tech products, the big successful things like smartphones, for example, probably the most, life-altering, culture-altering tech product in the past like 2 decades. The big thing about that is it enhances how you live in the real world. It's not like putting you in some sort of virtual reality world. It's giving you tools that you use in your real life worlds. Like you use maps to get somewhere. You use, the text messaging, iMessage to be able to better meet up with your friends, the social media to contact people. It's all enhancing your real world. So I think, and Apple, I think, is trying to do that with this and how they want it to be used. They're not promoting it. Like most VR headsets go full throttle with like, oh, look at the games on here. I mean, that's what the Oculus was, Meta was pushing as the Oculus. Oh, check out, what is that Saber game where you match the music or whatever?
It's fun. Yeah. That is fun.
Apple is not doing that at all. They don't want people to view this as a video game device. They're trying to set it up as like a workspace. They envision people like working in this thing, like actually like putting it on and doing their 8 hours of work at the office wearing this thing. I think it's going to fail if they push that. Because it looks stupid.
Well, it failed for Meta. I mean, that's what Zuckerberg tried to do, right?
Well,
Meta gone? Is that metaverse gone? Because I haven't heard about it since. There was so much campaign around it.
It lost a lot of money.
The biggest campaign that I've seen about it was Kiki Palmer, maybe 7 months ago, and like doing that, like a big campaign for it. She had like this whole metaverse thing going on, what she was gonna do. It was like so many little commercials I was seeing with her in them that I was like, oh, that looks cool, but what are you doing? I'm really not sure what's happening there though. Like, am I right? I don't know what I really still didn't get the gist. I know that It's almost like, okay, 3D, like, or, you know, now it's beyond 3D, but that's how it gives me. What else? I'm just in glasses and I'm
right. Like, what's the point? Like, do you just stand around and talk to people? Like, what are you, I don't get it.
The Apple Vision Pro thing is different than those because you are, you know, you could see everything. It's like wearing a pair of glasses. Like, you're not strapping a screen to your face. You're strapping on glasses where like the apps open up in the world around you. Like if I was wearing it right now, I could see you guys, but I would be able to see like the app windows overlaid next to you or over you or beside you. Yeah, I know. It's I think it's way too much. I think they're gonna miss the mark here. And of course, on top of that, there's a number of other things about this. Number one, it's a very isolating experience. And again, I haven't used it, but you could just tell because you need to wear this device. You see something on your phone, oh man, check it out, and your friends huddle around you and you play the video and you watch everything. You watch it together on your phone. If you sit down to watch a movie, you watch it on a big screen because everyone could sit down on the couch together and watch it on a big screen.
Right.
With this, you're isolating yourself.
You're the only one seeing what you're interacting with.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to show you a video while you talk, just so people can see kind of like
of course, there's the whole matter of it being $3,500.
Right.
I mean, Apple knows what they're doing. Right. But Apple's not stupid though. Like they know that most people aren't gonna. They know who they're putting this out for. They're putting this out for people like Casey Neistat to you know get people talking about it, get people wanting it, and then eventually they'll be able to sell so many of these that they can make a new one that's cheaper for more people.
Like,
yeah,
like, look at how weird this is. Like,
but you said something there, Matt. You said like it's basically people isolating. We already are trying to get back into the world, and a lot of to me, and I don't want to sound like an old lady again, but like a lot of the technology is building itself for us to be, you know, less hands-on. Our motor skills are going down the drain, and we're isolating ourselves from doing certain tasks and like being with people, being around people. Learning to
funny you're saying
our
that while he's
stuff.
watching a dinosaur movie while he's supposed to be hanging out with people.
Like, listen, look like the fake dinosaur a donut.
Like when you look through his first person view, it's like, oh, that's cool. Look at what he's seeing. But then they cut to the shot of the people around him and what they see, and it's like he's just like a guy like doing this with a donut, and no one sees anything else.
It's weird.
Like the thing is, like these sort of wearables, like these VR, AR, whether it's the Oculus or any other company making these sort of glasses or the Apple Vision Pro, like they want this to be the next big thing. They want this to be the new smartphone, a device that we interact with for hours and hours at a time each day and live our lives using this device. And the fact of the matter, these devices are not a smartphone. No one wants to wear these 24/7. No one wants to live in these 24/7. No one wants to work in these things. They're fine if you're like gonna do a video game experience and you sit at home and you play a game for an hour or two, or you want to watch a movie wearing them and you watch a movie for an hour or two. But like that's all these are going to be until they figure out like, and it may never happen until they figure out how to make this a social tool. Like a smartphone is, where people can use it with you and it enhances you in the real world and doesn't isolate you like they do right now. Until they figure that out, if they ever do, it's gonna be a gimmicky thing that people use for specific things, to play a video game, to watch a movie. No one's gonna live in this shit. And being that they're not going to use it like that, like a smartphone, they're not going to feel comfortable shelling out $1,000. Like, you know, you you buy a smartphone. Oh, you live in the modern world. You need a smartphone. You do your business on there. You keep in touch with your family on there. The $1,000 you pay for your iPhone is worth it in terms of what you get in return.
why do you want to do 3D on payment plans? Like, I don't understand. Like, because that's what it is. He's looking at, he literally is looking at, and people will do it though. They'll feel like they need this because it's an Apple product. I must get my hands on it. Not when your phone isn't fully paid for, okay? You don't want to go ahead and try this new product. You still got an iPad from 3 years ago that hasn't been paid for. Still paying for your MacBook, but you want to add to your collection, right? Because that's how people make Apple products feel like it's just this, like it's not even that serious. But
it creates FOMO.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Apple people are kind of culty that way too.
Is y'all can't tell me that ain't 3D. I just remember being in the movie theaters with the little glasses, just little paper glasses, 2 different colors. Okay, and I think I was watching.
Wait,
what was that? Blue Amazon people. That movie. What was the Avatar? And they gave us the 3D glasses, and okay, it's popping up at me, and we're like, whoa, so cool. That's what it's giving. Okay. I don't need that.
Don't you want that all the time, everywhere when you're going to the bathroom? Don't you want things?
Don't you want like 6, 7, 8 screens in front of you? You can watch like 4 movies.
You wash your hands and it starts timing you. You did not wash your hands long enough.
You see, like that's crazy. And then
you're vacuuming, it shows you where you vacuumed.
So when you're watching things like porn or whatever, are you getting like haptic feedback? Is it like, what's cool about it? What can I feel?
That's been one of the complaints. People are like, they want
the funny thing about
the
funny thing about this
the novelty
right now is apparently Apple is not letting people watch porn on the Apple Vision Pro.
They lost. Kill it.
Why are they? Why like you charge that much and you try to control the ecosystem that strictly? Like that's bizarre.
The funny thing is, like, in terms of like all the other like VR headsets out there, like the main industry I've seen creating content for these VR headsets is the porn industry. Like they're the only one because they know like. They know because, like, you know, I don't actually have a VR headset at all, but I think they're super lame. But my point is that industry knows exactly how people are using it. No one is living in these. I mean, maybe they're watching a healthy amount of porn a day, but no one is living in these. They're putting them on to use them to, you know, rub one out, and then they're putting them down and going about their life.
Or like, they're keeping them on. That's what they do all day.
You said vacuuming. I saw a cool proof of concept where using this, you can actually play like Mario Kart or games where the track is the area you haven't vacuumed yet. So when you vacuum your house, you're like,
I saw
Mario
that too.
Kart. Like, yeah, and I was like, okay, that's kind of neat. There's an
Sounds
idea.
Like a gimmick,
I thought of.
I'm sure there's several like neat gimmicks, but like you know.
Well, and think about this though.
Get tired.
I thought that was cool too. I saw that same thing, and I'm like, "Oh, that's neat." But then, when you think about the practicality of it, right? After you've had this headset for a year, the fun factor, the novelty has worn off. It's like, okay, I need to vacuum. Let me get this shit done. Do I want to stop? Put on the fucking headset, activate the vacuum app, and then have this heavy ass shit on my face as I'm trying to just get shit done. Like,
you see what I'm saying? They're making us
you know what I mean?
lazy. They're making us dependent. Like, you see, we already can't get. We're trying to fight alcoholism and all that other stuff. And now you guys want us to be focused on this to just vacuum our homes. Get up and vacuum your home. Okay.
Also, mushrooms are so much cheaper. Like, just get some mushrooms, buy some mushrooms, do mushrooms, and vacuum your house, and it'll be crazy. You know,
what if you do mushrooms and then put the headset on? Then what happens?
It's the mess.
Sensory overload.
I think that like there are some potential cool things that can be accomplished. Like if you're like, say for example, you're in a foreign country, you're in Japan, and you put it on and it translates, you know, the text for you, and it translates in real time what somebody is saying in a different language. That could be really cool. But we all know what's gonna happen though, right? Like apps on our phone were really revolutionary at first, but then with time, it just became this whole how do I make money thing, right? So you're gonna have the thing on your fucking face. You open up your fridge, an ad is gonna pop up for Amazon. Hey, you're low on milk. Click or not milk or whatever the fuck you could buy. You know what? Like we know how this is going to be used in a dystopian way, right? Where it's like add to cart on your face or a pop up. Hey, do you want notifications as you're trying to walk? That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look stupid when you wear it in public. So there's just so many negatives to it.
Don't you feel stupid? I already can't.
But if everyone's wearing it, then it's okay.
Yeah, then
we all look like dickheads.
Yeah, and you no longer look stupid because that's the baseline.
I
so you all look
I don't
normal.
want to be somebody to wear it. I don't want them to do that to us. I don't want. I feel like things just be happening. I don't want it. And it's like when you have anxiety too. First of all, we already struggling with a lot of things. The world ain't a safe place. I can't imagine myself putting on that little thing and going into to go grocery shopping.
Imagine getting robbed and be
like imagine, and then you're in your house and somebody bumps you on the shoulder, but you're like, I'm here by myself, but you got the stupid glasses on. It's so like
stabbed in AR. That would be terrible.
Listen, I was really an enthusiast for VR for the longest time. Like when the first one came out on like PlayStation 4, I had it and I was playing Resident Evil and it was really cool, but the novelty wears off so quickly.
You're right.
I get motion sickness too. I tried playing Resident Evil Village, I think, because I have VR too, and so I tried the demo for Resident Evil, and it's like I cannot play this game. And
not like that. Not with the little goggles on.
The one real cool one is Gran Turismo, because it feels like you're in the car, and like that one's really cool. But ones where you're walking around, I can't, because you're standing. You stand still, but in the game you're walking around. It's just like, all right, I got to sit down. I can't do this.
Yeah, I've done the VR on a date. This is years ago. I think like 2017. I did a date.
You went
night
on a date in like VR chat?
I was at his place, and then he had the little. So I put it on. Now it was all white. I'm a brown girl. I had makeup on. I thought we were having a cute night. He done had me in the VR. I done messed up his whole thing. Now you got brown girl makeup in your. It was a mess. But we were doing it, and then like we were just on there playing, and I just knew we were looking crazy, fun. But I know. We was in there just like doing all of that. It was great. And he wanted to do it again. Like the next time around when I came over, I don't want this. I don't want to put this on. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it. Like, let's not do this. But it reminded me of an episode of Black Mirror a couple years ago. And it was the weirdest episode, but it was spicy. Where the VR thing was popular. A guy and his friend. The friend was so into the VR thing.
I like that episode.
He put the guy on there.
They start fucking each other.
Yes, and the one guy was a female, right? In the real world, he's not gay or LGBT, but the other one was married to a woman. But they like for some reason they went to fighting, and then all of a sudden they went to having sex
such a weird fucking
in the
episode.
game. And then
it was weird.
But they fell in love in the game.
I don't know.
They fell in love in the game. But in real life, it wasn't that. But in the virtual reality, they were in love, and it only felt good. Like that's how they would meet up, and then finally it became their life. Like he tried to break it off, and then the other guy's like, "Man, I miss you." I'm like, "That's it. Now what's going on?" And then the wife found out, and then they both started saying, "You know what? One night a year or something like that, they get to go and do that, live in that virtual reality."
You get a hall pass in VR. Have at it.
VR hall pass. VR bisexual hall pass.
It was crazy.
God. Yeah, I think that without Apple allowing porn on this device, it has no hope. Porn has made or break so many different like tech things, right? VHS, DVD. If you don't, I mean, look at if you just go to Steam, like all the top sellers are like so many different porn games. Like if you say no, you can't have access to that. Like you're cutting off so many people.
I'm going to be honest. I don't get that. As someone who loves video games, like, and if you want to watch a porno, how much time do you have to spend? Like, how many quests do you have to complete? Like, how far would you have to get into it before you get something that you wanted? Like, does it take like, are you an hour in and you're like, oh, I just need this upgrade and then I can finally start it? Like
I know.
Like, how does that work?
It gets to be a bit much, and this is what I'm saying. It like, don't be weird with like. It just gets weird because now, and I feel like you see now people are going to focus so much on that virtual reality and think that's real, and they're going to need that all the time to like touch on some virtual behind and do what they need to do to get off, when you can go get you somebody. Like, don't forget, it's people in this world and you can actually connect with people. Don't let this virtual reality, don't live a double life. Don't allow this thing to make you somebody
if I'm
else.
curious, I could see what a woman is like in VR, or you can do the opposite. We can all just live our weird.
Right. Like, don't hide. Like, I feel like it could be very problematic. But anyways, all in all, I ain't with the virtual reality. I ain't with it. We already suffer with our phones and being so connected to that, and not being connected to the real world at times. But I think if that were to become a thing, and they've been trying to make it a thing for so long, but we're not really biting to make it serious.
It's too expensive. I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, because to get a good headset, you need to spend like $600 to $700, and you need a really good computer. Like, that's too many barriers for everyday people. And then, like you said, Rebecca, you look foolish, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the other one too.
Mm-hmm.
Although, what if instead of doing a Leftist Mafia meetup in real life in New York, we all went to some bar in VR chat and we invited everyone.
Sponsored by Apple
maybe
Pro.
charged a fee. Yeah.
Might be cheaper, actually.
I want to see you guys in person, though. I want to see what everybody looks like in person. I want to see.
Yeah, I think it'd be cute.
Yeah, I want to give hugs. I want to say hello. I want to people, and I don't even like people, so yeah. So it'll be
it would be overwhelming for me. I think it would be really fun, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
so I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are all, white identifying men. That's how you guys identify. As white men. Okay.
Yes.
So when you guys will get haircuts, right? Do you guys, is the fade a thing for you? Any of you? Because I don't see, like, maybe Mike, you look like you had a fade, and you too, Lance. But is a fade something that you guys go and say?
I did.
I'm
I'm proud to say that I've actually been to a proper black barber shop in Flatbush when I lived there in New York, and they gave me the line, the one that goes up along. But I felt way too old for it. I was like, oh, and they're like, I was told, I was like, no, this is going to look really good on you. Trust me, like it looks really good on white folk. And I was like, okay. And then like that line, I was like, it just didn't work. I was like, I'm too old.
Because
that's
on white folks, they get the bang and they do the little side piece, and especially out in Brooklyn, okay, in Williamsburg, all you're gonna see is the bang popping and the little piece on the side. That's the style. But have you been there? Have you gone to a barber and said, because you guys are men, you guys all get haircuts and stuff. Have you gone and said, can I get the fade?
I don't say the fade. I say, like blend in or fade, like, the short hair with the longer hair. I say that. I'm not like, give me the fade.
Okay, so you guys know, like, the high top and then with the fade in the back for black people. That's a very popular hairstyle. Like, it might be a little bit of hair at the top, it might be low, but it just goes in gradient, and it just, that's.
I don't know. I heard it's brand new now because Taylor Swift's boyfriend had.
There we go.
The Travis Kelce.
I'm asking.
This was a transition. That was smooth. I didn't even notice.
During Black History
Sunday
Month.
game day. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Was like the first day? I think it was February 1st too, wasn't it? Like the story.
Yeah. During Black History Month, first of all, white folks were like, there's articles, and then on Twitter and all, on TikTok, the Clock app, they're like, wow. Taylor Swift's boyfriend, or Travis Kelce, is that his name? He's out here and he's making a new haircut popular. First of all, they say he brought the fade. So all of them are going to their barbers, they're white barbers, and they're asking for this new hairstyle that's going popular, making everybody crazy. It's the fade. And no, Travis Kelce is very, very, we know historically from his, upbringing and how he talks and how he walks and how his ex-girlfriend and who he's been around, he's influenced by black people. So when he goes to the barber and who he's been around, he's going to ask for the fade. That haircut is not something that you see wildly on white folks. This haircut does stem from military, right? From the military. I think it was like 1940s or whatever the case may be. And black folks had took on that haircut, and they've looked to politicians, and things like, or activists like Martin Luther King and them. And there's different styles of the fade. You got the high top, you got, all of that. And it doesn't look exactly like that. This is like a buzz cut, right? Military, this is what it gives. So that was a popular style back then. That's where it came from.
I answered you incorrectly then. So I always get the fade, but I asked them to leave it long on top. So I on the sides, it looks exactly like that. Like it looks really almost like there's no hair right by the ears. And then people say I look like a white supremacist.
That was the Macklemore white supremacist haircut.
but white folks never, they didn't coin that phrase. It came from, and it started to get popular from the 70s when they started to bring back that hairstyle. That was one of the hairstyles that everybody wanted to do. Again, it stemmed from the military, right? For men. They thought that was a proper look or whatever. And then black folks folks took it and started to recreate it throughout the years. So there's different styles of it, and they named it the fade. And that style is not a style that you see on a lot of white men, but you'll see it on a lot of black people. Hip hop made it different. Hip hop started playing with the looks, and his
So we
hairstyle,
gentrified the fade, like that hairstyle.
yeah. So they're saying that he made the fade, the fade haircut. He knew.
Oh, so just another white person taking credit for something.
And
that
white people were saying, "Oh
so
man,
wild,
it's a great haircut. We want to go there," and we had to stop that. Not during Black
He's
History
the
Month.
Elvis of hair. That's wild.
Not during Black History Month. You're not gonna get that credit. And so when he was questioned about it, he said that, you know, I'm not taking credit for it. And he said they tried to, you know, they're trying to get me, especially during that Black History Month. He said I just go and ask them for the fade, like he knows that or whatever. But it's just the fact that white people will go crazy and make something like that has been out forever, has been popular in a different community, and when it sprinkles in, just like when the Kardashians started wearing braids to the back, they said that so many
Took me a long
articles came
time
out
to
and
learn
said
they
that
weren't
really?
They yes,
I didn't know they weren't white for a long time.
what's her name? The one with what's her name? The Kylie. Kylie put her face over Tupac and put braids on the back on a t-shirt and tried to sell that. Yes, she did. And everybody was like, "Oh, I can't wait to get the Kardashians are bringing out a new style, braids, plaits." We've been doing that forever. So they bringing out that style. We've been braiding our hair back. We braid them under wigs. We braid them just to make styles with them. We do zigzags. We used to, 6th graders outside, had my friend braiding my hair in zigzags and putting beads at the end. This is a style way back in history from where y'all pulled us from in Africa. This ain't nothing that the Kardashians made, but they made so much money off of like letting the media, letting the world, letting the white side of the world believe that they coined these like and created these styles, and it's so problematic.
But
and
no one,
you know,
no one could be that stupid. People
people
have seen
are.
these haircuts
We just
before.
talk
This
about
is
stupid
not like
people
the
could be.
first time they've seen it.
But no, and then they get on social media and they try to do things like, again, Kylie putting her face on top of Tupac and having braids to the back, and people saying, "Oh my goodness, new style, it's so great." You're a white woman replacing your face on Tupac's face. That's problematic. But people are buying the shirts out, and boom, in 5 minutes, they made $1 million. Those type of things. And now
seriously, that just makes me lose.
And now
hope.
we're calling the haircut, the fade. We're giving Travis Kelce all of the accolades for that. Meanwhile, historically, Black people have defined and changed. And when they go to the barber, you know what you're seeing. You get the fade. There's a paper that showed you all styles of the fade, levels of the fade. It is called the fade at the Black barbershop.
You know, David, how you're like, how could people believe that? Like, it is pretty astonishing how much of like dance TikTok is dominated by usually white women who are just appropriating like Black styles of dance and then passing it off as if they've invented it or something like that, and they go viral like crazy. Like that's been a thing for a long time.
Remember the Harlem Shake? Like that was a whole. Oh, this is what the Harlem Shake is. Like what?
Didn't we all?
Yeah, this is what they do.
What?
They'll come and they'll just show. They'll see. So there's a dance from where I'm from where we do in South Florida. They call it the bop, right? And that's why my knees hurt right now. Okay. So, you know, you just dip down and you just bop or whatever the case may be. I went on the Clock app and there's a particular song that goes with it. And it's straight out of South Florida from Palm Beach, Miami, Broward. And I saw white people doing house chores to the song. Like they were saying that, I don't know why they thought that this song represented white folks doing house chores, but that's what the song, like white women cleaning up their house, and they would like make it a thing. That
was it trad wife TikTok? Was it that kind of stuff? Where they're acting like perfect wives.
Yes,
and they're
it
like
was
very,
like
obedient.
it was that one. And I said, now why would they take this song? And they were like doing like a little dance, and they would say that was a dance that went with it. That song specifically is, but you have to have good knees, and you got to go down on your knees. You got to get low in your squats and shake your rump. You got to bop. You got to grab your friend's hand, spin in a circle. There's so many things, but you got to use your knees. And they weren't doing any of that. And I was so upset because I'm like, now all these white folks are gonna think that this is what this song is about, and this is the dance that goes with it. I don't like it. I hate it because my knees don't hurt for nothing. That took time to go bop. Now you guys are cleaning your homes and doing little shimmies to the song.
Maybe it's just me. Like when it comes to dance, none of it registers to me. Like I'm not going to remember who did what dances goes with like that. I feel like is less. It's even easier to steal because I feel like less people have a touchstone with it. Like it's not really. You don't think of
David,
it the same way.
I guarantee you know
a
one
haircut.
dance.
A haircut is like you've seen a haircut before.
He definitely knows some dances.
But when it comes to a dance, I don't know the name of what. Like I couldn't name you a dance.
You
I,
in Canada.
We can show you.
Maybe I've
show
seen
you the
Macarena,
Macarena without
Soulja
sound.
Boy.
You would know what it was.
Okay.
You would know what I guarantee.
The
you would know what it
Macarena is
was.
pretty. That's the most.
Okay,
at least
sound.
when it comes to my
Without
generation, the
sound.
most famous dance of all
Superman
time.
by Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
Like there are different like like we could talk about the Harlem Shake, right? The chicken noodle soup. Like this is like the white people will get online and recreate or make something else like a little two-step and say that's what went with it, and they'll get so many views off of that. But there is something that already like the Black community knows that created it, that goes with it, or whatever the case may be. And that's what I don't like. We're not gonna go ahead and change the Macarena. We're gonna do it. We might have a little bit more hip, a little more, but we're gonna do the Macarena. We're gonna do whatever. My thing is where I'm trying to get to is white people they can look at something from another culture, and all they have to do is do it. And not give credit, not sit and just do and say, I found this new, oh my goodness, baby hairs, right? Baby hairs. The women were calling it, I forgot, like squiggly gel. They were saying sticky edges. Sticky edges. They were calling it sticky edges on the people's internet. And they were saying, I woke up this morning and I thought, I was like, okay, I want to do something different. And so I just grabbed some gel and I started like just playing with my hairs that won't grow in the front. And I started just kind of gelling them down. And I'm just going to call these sticky edges. Baby hairs laying down.
Are you sure it wasn't like satire? It's like a parody. Like
oh, they're so serious, and they're going viral for this, and they're going.
How
into
could they
like
possibly pass it off as their own?
Magazine for the latest looks, for the
That's
latest
crazy.
trends, and we've been doing this for a long time. Like we got to make sure our edges is laid down so the hairstyle can look defined. But y'all just coming out here saying, "Oh my God, I just innovated something," and I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. Like no. Now
the Travis Kelce thing is crazy to me. Yeah, I saw that headline. Like, what? They're just
is it Kelsey or Kelch?
Well, according to him, he goes by both. It's originally Kels, but people started calling his dad Kelsey, and so they just kind of go by both, and it doesn't really matter. But yeah, no, I saw that headline, and my head almost exploded. It's like, okay, this is the most like basic fucking haircut that's been around for so long. It's just a fade. But to answer your question, Rebecca, so I cut my own hair, and it was like a military type cut. My brothers were in the military and they taught me how to do a lot of blending on the sides. And so, now it's just a fade. There was one time though, when I went to a barber, it was a white lady barber, and because I didn't want to cut my own hair. I was lazy. And I asked her for a fade. You don't ask white barbers for a fade. Based on that one time. It was a fade. And then it was like poof at the top. I'm like, okay, not what I had in mind. Not what I had. I had to fix my own hair when I was trying to save time. Because she had fucked it up so much.
It's a
yes,
buzz cut.
It was so bad.
Men with that type of hair, it's boxy. Like white folks can't really get the fade. You can't brush it down and have the waves in the front. The gradient is going to be different, right? And that's okay. That's okay. I love when the white men come out with the little bang. I like when they, I love that. I love it. But let everybody have their thing, and that's all right.
Good notes, people.
Everybody has their thing, and that's okay. So, like, I don't like that. They knew, and it's funny because they knew where it came from. But it's okay to just say, "Oh my goodness, I love the Travis Kelce haircut," or whatever the case may be. That's why I just didn't like. I'm like, we have to stop. Like, let's go back to a place where this is white, and this is black, but it's okay. It looks good. Let's, and that's it. That's it. Okay.
I'm going to go to the barber and ask for the Bender bang.
Yeah.
Get those Bender bangs right there.
You got the emo bang. You got the
emo appropriation, bang. David.
You got the emo bang. Lance got that Williamsburg piece down packed.
I know, it always falls.
Yeah. he definitely does. I seen you with a bang too. No, I seen you with like a little bob, David, when like it was longer hair, and I couldn't believe that was you. I kept looking like
David looks good with long hair.
Yeah.
It's too much work. I could not keep that going.
That was
Wait, is it? I'm thinking of a bob as something different because isn't a bob where you have like
not
bangs
the
and
Lord
it's like
Farquaad Bob.
It wasn't like that. At some point, I'm sure it got to that. I mean, it had to get to that length to get to this length, right? So at some point, I'm sure it was like a little, but it was probably like, I don't know, pushed back more at that point.
I'm thinking of that One Piece character, the Marine.
You guys are blessed with the full head of hair, so nobody has to do like which I don't understand that haircut. And black folks were doing it too. Going to the barber, you ain't had your roof was missing, the ceiling was gone, but you was just letting them keep that piece right
holding
on
to the last pieces. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why are you like you just your roof is the ceiling is missing, and you just out here with the side the car.
Then you
like,
can do a fade, and then it's just like
that was a crazy. That's when I see people like that, I'm like, why are you just keeping it here?
During the
Why?
90s, that was like pretty normal. I think. I think like since then, it's kind of most people just shave their head now. But I think of like George Costanza, like a lot of guys that were bald, just that's what their hair was.
Like shave your head, and if you can grow that out, it makes a difference. Like like make it.
Some people I'm sure have weird heads, and maybe if they shave their head, it's like
I've only shaved my head once, and it is weird seeing your like skull shape.
Your head
It's
shape.
strange. Yeah.
Oh, I've never.
I did it for
like,
charity. It was like a shave.
Oh,
yeah,
I
shaved myself bald.
I went bald before, and it was great, but I got hit on by so many women. I cut all my hair off, and every time I would go out, I'm like, okay, y'all, I thank you so much, I appreciate it, but I'm not like, no. And then I had the nerve to go blonde. I bleached the top blonde, and then now they really were like, "What's up, girl? Like, what's going on?" I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, but yeah, that was a time too. And then I saw the shape of my head, and I was like, dang, like my head in the back, there's nothing there, and I didn't know that. I don't like that for me. There was just like I don't have no head in the back, like there's nothing there. So it's crazy. You get real humble when you see what you look like without the hair.
Okay, I think
a lot of times though, we also we fixate on things that no one else is going to notice.
Mm-hmm,
like you may think you have no head back there, but no one else is going to notice. Whatever you're seeing. Me,
oh my god, I got to get my hair back. I got to grow it back because I'm just I hate it so much. The hats don't fit. Hats were not fitting because there was no head in the back. Like I'm used to my hair being full, and yeah, it was crazy.
Rebecca, this is what I visualized when you said Bob. Like. That's what
my hair was
like,
that was definitely not my hair.
Yeah, I was like
no, that's how people be like Lord Farquaad from Shrek, or is it just a Shrek? But that little bob right there, yeah, that's what some people be given. But yeah,
I would never look good with long hair. Like
I never had short hair.
More horrible.
I never had short hair. I never had a fade. Never had anything.
I've
like
never
that.
had long hair. As soon as it starts getting like down to my like eyebrows, I'm like, oh, I gotta shave that. It doesn't fit on me. It doesn't fit with my face.
How many times a year do you cut your hair?
You wouldn't cut it a little low on the sides, a little, a little gradient on. No.
No,
you just give me Ebo. Like you just gotta have that bang and flip it up at the top a little bit, brush through that.
What's the longest your hair's been, Bender?
It's like down to here, like my shoulders. Like, but the problem is my hair doesn't like naturally flow. Like I can never like grow out my hair like a metalhead or anything, because my hair it gets to a certain point. I mean, you can sort of see it a little bit now. It's starting to get to that point, and it starts to curl.
Yeah,
I don't have straight hair.
Mine does that too.
Yeah.
I see all y'all got the look. You know who has he has the straight hair? Lance has that. It'll sit right. All he got to do is just pull that piece down, and baby, he's good. You guys have nice full. I can see it, little curly hair.
I can't. Yeah, mine is just like it's already curling. You can see.
Yeah, that's what happened. Because I mean, we're both Portuguese, so we have the same. Where it like starts as soon as it starts to grow, it curls over. Yeah. Yeah.
You give me the commercial for, I don't know, David, but when you just did that, there was a commercial for, it was Rogaine, I want to say, but once the men started growing, you just run your hand. The men wish they had, just just like that.
Maybe
they wish.
Get cast in a Rogaine commercial. Change your career.
And Mike, you give me the NSYNC time where if they grew that out, it would give me the curl, that curl pattern, JT-ish, a little bit of that. And yeah, that's what you get. That's what you give me.
I think that's fair. If you look at like my kid pictures when my mom would let my hair like get bigger, Yeah, it would kind of just
A
it
little
kind of look
fro.
like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. Yeah.
Oh, there's
Which,
there's
speaking
actually
of which,
been
I need a
times where
haircut.
No, your hair's super short. What are you talking about?
I cut my
There's
hair like
been,
every 3 weeks or so.
Really?
crazy.
Every 3 weeks? I maybe
It's been
cut,
like 2
I-
months.
Just the
for me,
sides,
at least.
just the
2 months, yeah.
I usually just
Wait,
do the
how long
sides
do you
and-
guys cut your hair? Black men go get their hair cut every 2 months, unless they want to just get a little wild. But they're getting
White
not
people
2
are about
months,
the
2
same.
weeks. Excuse me. They'll go every 2 weeks. Like that's a
Oh,
thing
no.
that has to
Whoa.
be done because the growth gets crazy and then the
I can't afford that.
uneven.
No.
It gets. Y'all don't have
I
those
get-
issues.
I get maybe 2 to 3
I
haircuts
do it every
a
3
year
weeks.
max.
2 to 3 a year?
2 to
What?
3 a year. Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Maybe
I feel like your hair
every-
doesn't grow that
every-
long. That's
Every like 4 months,
Surprising.
maybe. I cut my hair. Yeah.
Okay, so Lance, how many times do you get to do it? You get the haircut?
Month and a half, 2 months. It grows pretty fast.
Yeah.
A month.
2 months is like
and the
max
hair
for me
stays-
usually.
It stays like that for like a month.
So you'll notice I start to get weird sideburns. One side grows faster than the other, and I can't grow like facial hair, so it just looks really fucked up. So that's when I'm like, I have to do something.
So y'all don't get lineups because some, like, hey, you guys aren't getting. This is what I don't. This is cultural difference because all of the black men they'll go if they don't need if they don't need a full haircut. They'll go and with the fade, they'll go and just get a lineup. They have to make sure that the line because the edges start getting crazy, so they have to get a lineup. Y'all don't get
and like and if that happens, does it show that you're not taking care of yourself? Like you're not good at like grooming and you're lazy? Is that kind of
that is
the
you
idea?
guys just taught me something. So you guys don't get lineups. Y'all just
like
them
my
on.
neck. I have to
Wait, what is
line
that?
up my
Even?
neck.
Say that
edge.
again. Explain the lineup again.
Okay, so the hairline, right? If you see, this is part of the fade, the fade thing.
Mhm.
It has to be square and it goes in here. It's like perfect
yeah,
symmetry.
no.
What?
No, I don't think. Yeah, I
it
don't
just
think
grows.
That's a
See,
thing.
it just grows.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wow. I never noticed. I never be like y'all don't be like make sure y'all just let that thing just grow out and do its thing, huh?
Let nature
Like a
take
couple
its
of my
course.
closest friends who are black have been bald for so long that they've always just been like, perpetually shaving really quickly.
Yeah, so
I-
see, a lineup is serious for the ones that have hair, which is part of the fade. You can't go get the fade and not get lined up. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's problematic for people to be walking around saying that Travis created that. If y'all just letting them edges just do what they do, that is not a part of the fade culture. It's not part of the fade haircut. You got to get that lined up. And then when they line you up, this is like a running joke, but when they get lined up, the barber sprays them down with the alcohol. They know that process is going to be stinging all up in the edges because that's where they're lining them up and making sure that symmetry. You ever hear when they say that Steve Harvey hairline? It's super straight. That's that. Like that's that whole. It needs to be that. It's very serious for the black men who have hair in the black community. So that's a part of the fade. So that's why I'm like Travis Kelce could never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dang,
speaking
y'all
of
don't get
hair.
lineup. That's crazy.
No, I just a couple of weeks ago I gave myself a mohawk, and it looked so stupid.
You
You
reminded me. That's when
Yeah,
there's been a few times I've cut my hair
Put a
short.
picture up.
I would shave the sides.
posted it on
but
Instagram.
the
I'll
middle
find
would
it.
be so long that you couldn't tell really. Like, yeah.
Mm.
Do you have a picture of yourself with a mohawk?
Yeah, I'll find it. When I
Finding
finished
it.
it, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then like after I took a shower, I'm done. I'm like, I'm too old for this haircut. I look so fucking stupid. And I was so self-conscious going out in public. Like, why did I do this? And as soon as I went home, I shaved that shit off.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that. But you have to be confident when you do those type of hairstyles. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you
like-
should have dyed it
Yeah.
2 colors, but
Yeah.
it's
You just gotta do it and just like own it. Just like
Yeah,
not
you have to
care.
own
It's
it.
like-
Be embarrassed about it, but
Yeah.
when you walk out, don't let nobody see that. You just gotta rock it.
It was a little. It also was giving mullet a little bit as well. So that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. And it didn't. I was really like in my head about it. But I'm like, I just
Isn't mullet like
you know,
popular now? That's like people are doing that
the,
again.
the mullet is coming back. The girls are now getting their hair done. Like I've seen a lot of black girls doing the longer in the front and then the little strip in the back. It's coming out and it's looking good. It's actually looking good. No,
that's the
hang on, let
reverse. It's supposed to be short in the front, long in the back.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, the tail in the back, right, and then this bangs like kind of short and whatever it goes into. But yeah.
Okay, hang on.
So we rest our case that Travis Kelce didn't invent that. There's a lot that goes into the fade historically, and we're just
I'm trying to make it
white
big.
men get
Okay,
buzz
let me
cut.
just share it. I don't know how to Instagram on desktop.
No, Travis Kelce invented the fade. Taylor Swift invented rock and roll.
Okay, it's the left side one. You can
Oh,
kind
you
of see. I
can't
have to
tell
zoom in
shit,
more.
man. That's not a
Hang
mall.
on, hang on.
Give me a break.
That's more of a fade, if anything.
You can't.
I guess it's long in the
We
back.
said no.
It's hard to.
We said
That's
no.
like a-
that definitely ain't no fade. But
That's
it's
a
kind of a
hooligan
Skrillex.
mullet.
You did the
That's
Skrillex.
a European soccer
Yeah,
mullet.
so do you
the
kind of
hooligans.
see?
but 452 people liked it.
Well, it's still bad.
You got a little noggin in the back though. You got a little hair back there.
Right,
How did
because
your
it
hair grow
accentuates
back
it with the,
over- How
with
recent
the
was
mohawk.
that? I feel like your hair grew back really quickly.
A couple weeks ago, yeah, it grows really fast.
Your hair grew back really. So you got okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You try new things sometimes, and then you realize, man, you're too old for that. You've got to stick with the regular stuff.
What do you
But
mean
then-
you're too old for that? What is
In
you
10
too
years,
old
you're
for?
going to be like, I should have done that when I was younger.
Yeah, you're not. Don't
Like,
don't
you
anger
think you're
yourself
old,
now. Don't
but
let
with context,
social
you're not
media
old.
make you old. Okay. Don't.
I thought I
do
was
that.
old when I was
too
like
late.
when I was 25. I remember like going to work on my birthday and like my boss, like, he's like, wow, you're so young. I'm like, I feel really old. And I think back to that. Like, I thought I was old and I was 25. Like, I'm not.
Yeah,
I didn't.
was
I
not
remember
old.
when.
I remember too.
You know what makes me feel old is I remember when Soulja Boy was beefing with Ice-T and he called him old. And then Ice-T responded by saying, well, people who are 17 think that 25-year-olds are old. And I'm like, yeah, they are old. They're so old. Like, I remember disagreeing with Ice-T and siding with Soulja Boy. And now I look back at that and I'm like, Jesus Christ, if you're 25, you are like a child. It's so wild how our perspective changes over time.
This
At
girl,
least mine did.
This girl got upset at me, and this is like, I mean, this is so random, but somebody DM me. You know, my DMs are weird. You know, people DM me, I don't respond or whatever. So this girl wrote me in a DM as well and called me like, my boyfriend is DMing you, and I'm like, are you talking to me? I don't even please. But she was like, you're an old chicken. I'm not. Oh my
She called
God.
you old?
I think she was like in her 20s or whatever. I just blocked everybody, but she's like, you know, she called me an old
Scorcher.
chicken, and I'm 33, and I'm like, oh my God, she
old
said my
chicken.
ex is old. Oh my God, like I felt like that was
Oh,
what
is
was
that
going.
what that means?
But-
Oh,
but I
yeah, I
don't
didn't
know
even connect
what
That's
it meant, but
mean.
because I'm in
That's
my 30s. But
mean.
I remember looking
Kids
at my
don't
mom.
do that to each other, as far as I
When my
know.
mom was like in her 30s, I'm like, she's old. Or when I was in my 20s, and I'm like, lady, you're 30. So I feel like that's equivalent. Like, so I'm okay with that. I said, you know what, girl, please, because I'm grown. I'm a grown woman, and there's a difference. You're a child, and you think that 30 is old, and I used
my
to
God.
believe that too. So
In a recent video of mine, I covered Jon Stewart. He's coming back to the Daily Show, and I called him elderly jokingly, but he's like 62. The amount of comments I got on that YouTube video of people who are elderly joking,
Really?
complaining about he's not elderly. Like,
At least they're not on Facebook.
But
So
I don't
that's a
blame
win.
them. If I can imagine myself, I imagine when I'm 60, I'll be like, I will hate people that are in their 30s or 40s claiming that 60 is elderly. I know I'll be those people, so I don't blame them for getting angry at
we
me.
all have our time in our moment, but I feel like the way that the world right now is trying to make 30s, and for especially for now, we can't really do the things that our parents did when they were 30 and things like that, like buying a house, getting married. So that's not our life. That's not our lifestyle. That's not where we can't do that for so many reasons, but that's not going to be efficient for a lot of people in our age. But it also doesn't mean that we're old. And if we catch on to that, I think we're going to lose a lot of the moments where we can finally feel grown and feel sexy and feel in a moment that makes sense to us. We're going to lose that. Then we're going to turn 40 and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so old. And then we're going to turn 50 and be like, I should have did this. So I don't want anybody to like let that, because some days I'll feel like, oh my gosh, no. And then when I look back at my life, I'm like, oh, I've lived and I have so much more life to go. I'm only 33. I know the pandemic took some years from me. I turned 30 during the pandemic. So I'm like, I need to feel the way I feel sexy right now in this age. And I like it all, right? So I want to be in this moment. I don't want nobody to take away that for me. Like, oh, you should do this, or you should have been, or you should have. No, I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I'm going to live how I'm supposed to live, and I'm going to enjoy my life. There are things I'm not going to do though. Like, I'm not going to do things that 20-year-olds do, because I like naps, and that's okay.
Amen.
Okay.
As
like
you guys are
naps, I like
talking about
staying in.
elderly stuff, like people are memeing on me. They're talking on me in the chat. Don't talk about old people around Mike. When Mike reaches his 60s, does that mean he'll start beating himself up? Stop it. Okay.
They're gonna be like, you remember what you said about punching old people? Where I'm here to like, yeah, no.
I'll turn 60, show up with bruises. Like, what is he doing? He's beating himself up every time he looks in the mirror.
Because he's old. No.
Hey, listen, I have an elderly mom and I love her.
Oh my
I would protect her. I would never beat her up, okay?
I hope she isn't watching right now. You just called her elderly. That's very mean of you.
I mean, I think she would agree. If she didn't, then mom. Come on.
My mom doesn't like people to tell her that she's old at all. She doesn't like it because she's like, I remember.
I don't think anyone does though.
Yeah, my mom's like, I'm still moving, I'm still
old.
fresh. I'm just, I'm older, but I'm not. Nobody, don't call me old. I'm, she still likes to work, and those type of things. But she doesn't. She's like, I had to work a lot of my life. Now I feel a little bit more free, and I can. I remember her being in her 30s, and I thought she was she was literally in her 30s with 5 kids. So she had kids back to back from when she was 17 to, she was just a mom with 5 kids, all close in age. And then I'm like, dang lady, you old. You just old. You just old. And then now I'm like, she was so young with all of us just running around. And how did she do it? Like,
That's
see,
a
I
lot of
can't
work.
imagine doing that right now. I just can't. I can't. Too young.
This is objectively funny. I don't hate old people. I have friends who are old.
Some of my best friends are
unfortunately,
old.
I know
as a
an old
millennial,
person.
I have no
All right.
friends, so I can't use that excuse. That's funny.
That's how it is.
Well, we're at the end of the show, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it. I didn't say anything.
David doesn't say it anymore.
Rebecca has to work tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, I have to work.
it's the
I
end of
gotta
the show.
go. I ain't off like the rest of y'all. But I have to work for the corporate folks. So yeah, let's get it popping so we can,
I watched
get y'all
Rebecca's newest video on her channel, and she gave a shout out to the Leftist Mafia. So thank you so much. We should all do that on our respective channels. Where
I didn't
no
see
problem.
it.
Yeah.
Shit, I missed
Yeah.
it. I saw that you
Always.
posted it. I haven't watched it yet. I will though, and I'll like it.
Oh yeah, thanks. Always. It's just so I'm trying to do a check-in every month. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to have time since I work so much for the corporate, overlords like those people. So I don't have time to do things that I want to do. So I was trying to make time or whatever. So I said I'll do a check-in with the audience monthly to see how everybody's doing and tell them what we'll be talking about throughout the week, possibly, and just give them encouragement. And that's and let them know that I'll be on the Leftist Mafia, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check in, and also
Nice.
on Saturdays with my show. So always, so let people know that I'm on this show as well. This is my show, and Saturdays. So always, I want people to know, like, I be with the white folks too. Some of my closest friends on the internet are white. All right, let's start with the super chats. Okay, calm like a bomb. Okay, I like that. Thank you so much. Says it's Black History Month, so everyone is required to send Rebecca super chats. I feel it. I'm with it. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm with it too. So Charlie, thank you so much. Love from the Bender mods, Becca. Look, your mods are coming over to my page, Bender. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you, Charlie. Narrator, if you want to understand the West's perspective of Palestine, you must first understand that the only real crime of the Holocaust was that colonization tactics were used against European populations. Thank you for that narrative. Smokey Rose, I call it the Duolingo procedure. It doesn't help at all if you were never invested in the first place. These politicians are tripping for sure. Miss Siren, love the whole group. Rebecca, R-E, but I love it. Rebecca is so good and spot on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Smokey rose again. Okay, Smokey, give me all your coins, girl. I swear the New York Times really woke up on the first mad because they couldn't afford the rent and decided to piss off black folks about it. J Cass, thank you so much. Lance with that fade be like 90s R&B artist John B. I can see that. I really can see that. Smokey again. I've done damn near everything to my head except butterfly locks. Girl, I love butterfly locks, but it's tough to take out. So I did the soft locks. Oh, my camera went out, but I'm here. I'm gonna stick to the wigs till my hair grows back healthy before I try that. Do that. Make sure protective styles. Yep. Lineups are the guys equivalent to laid edges. They sure are. They sure are. Giving Rebecca my super chat so Matt doesn't feel guilty. Matt, you feel guilty?
I feel guilty.
You should.
And that,
He lives
that
in
is the last one.
guilt like a Catholic.
All right, and that is the last one. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Mean it. As my camera comes back on. Thank you guys. I will see you. I'm gonna be at work. Remember to tune in on. Oh, somebody.
Did I miss
thank
this one?
you.
That's the first one.
That was the first one. Brain aneurysms 2024. That's what it feels like. Straight up. Thank you, J Cass. All right, guys. I love you so much. I don't want to hold you. Remember to tune in on Saturday morning at 10:30 if you want to get some, your Saturday morning vibes. It's always a good time on Like It or Not. So I'll see you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Love you. Mean it. Have a good time. And remember where the fade comes from. Mwah. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
Still alive. Thank you for your super chat. Do you think chances are good Dems take the House and Senate? If Trump wins in that scenario, can Trump really do any harm? I feel like making predictions now for anything like that is just, I have no idea. It would be a shot in the dark. I have no idea. If Trump wins in that scenario, can Trump he can still do harm because yes, he can. I mean, he can do harm culturally, but I'm sure through executive orders, there's a lot that he can accomplish, that he will. Yeah, things can still happen.
Seafish, $2. Thank you so much. What's to stop Biden from doing Project 2025? Well, I mean, if you read through it, it's not something that Biden would do. I mean, maybe in the sense that he tries to consolidate power with administrative agencies, but even that's a stretch. But Project 2025 says they want to make porn illegal and declare LGBTQ plus people poor. And I mean, come on, let's be real. That's not what Biden is.
Is this a question about like a worry that Biden may do that, or is it about they want Biden to do something like that? Is what I'm. Regardless, he's not going to do. He's not going to pull that off.
I'm not. I promise you, I'm not concerned about Biden doing Project 2025. Just FYI.
You know what will stop Biden from doing Project 2025? Biden's inability to remember Project 2025.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes,
we're doing Project 20.
Come on,
22,
man.
And then it's a different project.
Who's this for?
I think this is me actually. Octawolf, $10. Thank you so much. It's thanks to you guys that I'm planning on fixing America and making it better. As a gay 25-year-old man, leftist independent, what would be the best starting point for an office I can run for? I think that local city council is what you should aim for first. It's a really winnable position so long as you are able to make connections and talk to people. And it's the easiest, I shouldn't say it's the easiest. It's the position with the least amount of barriers to entry. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. I would recommend that.
What did you say, city council?
City council, something like that.
Well, it depends what city. Here
trustee.
in New York, city council is actually a pretty big.
Sure.
Treated
But and not necessarily city council, but just some local position. People really, I think, underestimate the importance of local politics. I would say start there, and once you get experience there, then look to higher offices.
I would just start working for someone else, working on different campaigns. Going in cold as the candidate probably is not, in most cases the best scenario. You want to understand how the process works and get a feel for what you would do different or how you might change it. So I would start there and then see how you feel.
Is this for me? Hold on.
Probably.
Yep, it is for me. Tony Rizzo with a super chat. Member super chat. Thank you, Tony. Do y'all think Fetterman is being so loud in his support of genocide to kind of lightning rod criticism from the Dems supporting IDF quietly? I mean, I don't know what his deal is, honestly. I mean, I don't want to come off wrong saying this, but I do think he's a different person since he went through his health issue. I think that sometimes changes your personality or who
I'm pretty
you
sure
are.
it can actually
yeah.
change your personality,
Yes.
right?
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
he wouldn't have been. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been a supporter of Israel. I'm saying
He had really
his-
bad takes on Israel prior to getting elected, though,
Right.
and I think we as leftists
but I'm
kind of
not
ignored
saying-
it and just kind of been like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's bad there, but he's good on other
Right.
issues.
No,
He
no,
probably
that's
won't
fair.
go
But
really
I'm not
hardcore.
I'm not saying his support of Israel comes from there. I'm saying how he presents it and his gung ho-ness. I'm saying he would have just supported Israel like every other Dem, but whatever happened to him, he is putting himself front and center. Because it's very bizarre to do that for this issue and nothing else. Like this
Especially while
genocide
this
is a weird hill to
yeah.
die on.
Yeah, it
Frank.
really is. It's a really
No?
weird hill to die on. Law Gnomes, thank you for the super chat. Says deleting my Act Blue account was the only way to stop the crazy fundraising emails, even from politicians I block/unsubscribe. What's weird is I get those emails and I'm Canadian and I've never put my
Do you really?
Obviously there must have been some email list where that I was on that was sold to like the party or whatever, but I've had to like unsubscribe to each congressperson sending me shit because I'm like, why am I can't even if I wanted to
No, you're
support
supposed to
any of
get
the people,
those,
which I
David.
wouldn't.
You're supposed to get
can't.
those. The headline, the email header of, "Psst, we need you to send us money illegally," isn't the usual Dem like, "Oh, tomorrow's doomsday." They're actually requesting that of you. That's the.
Bit of advice though. So
if they
I
send me
tried
money, I'll
this.
consider.
I've been getting a ton of emails and texts, and I tried this, and so far it's been successful. If you go to the DCCC's website, you can actually unsubscribe from all texts, so that way they supposedly will take you out of their system. Since I've done that, I haven't gotten a single text. I'm still getting emails from like politicians who I donated to. But other than that, I'm not getting like the random like, "Hi, this is Tom," like some random ass email from somebody I've never even heard of. Try doing the DCCC unsubscribe, because it's worked for me. Rejects $5. Thank you so much. Love the kitty in your profile. Just a reminder on the negative feelings. Even veterans like Sam Cedar have moments of extreme frustration on air about politicians' failings. That helps. Thank you. Yeah, we're human beings, and I try to keep it together. But sometimes, it's just very black pilling to see everything that's happening, and sometimes that spills over. I try not to rub off on people in a negative way, but every once in a while I catastrophize on air, and yeah, we put it back in and we put on a happy face and shut the fuck up. Then later on, we're doing our best.
Who's this for?
No, this is for me. Y. Orion with a super chat. Watching Matt since the early MR days. I know what he's drinking. Thank you for the years of content. Oh, I thank you, Y. Orion. I appreciate the years of support.
Do you have chats, Lance?
Yeah, I got a couple. Do you want me to read one?
Yeah, sure.
Charlie Jinmir with the $5 said they tagged your stream. Sounds like you feed the Kremlins after midnight. That's because my stream got taken down for watching Putin and Tucker. So if y'all are gonna watch it, don't watch it live. Maybe make a video.
Oh,
of it
really?
after.
They took you down for that?
Well, they took my YouTube stream down. Twitch stayed up, but yeah, I got.
Why did they take it down?
Ridiculous.
Did
I got
you
that
hit
warning
the
that
copyright
said-
strike?
I didn't get hit. I didn't hit anything, but I don't have a copyright strike on my channel from it. I've already checked for that.
No, what was
It's
the
just-
warning then?
The one that pops up that says like you have like your stream has been ended for like playing copyright material, blah blah blah.
Interesting.
But there's no
okay.
strike associated with it.
Damn.
J Cass with the $2. Biden's going to get visited by the ghost of Corn Pop. True. And this one's actually pretty incredible. Manny Spinoza with the incredible $20 dono, and it said, "Hey, I went by Dead Fresh on Twitch. My car was hit by a train in December. Tomorrow I get out of rehab. So I'm really happy that you're doing all right. That's incredible.
Wow.
But really sad to hear about that happening to you. Tomorrow I get out of rehab, but I no longer have access to an account. I'm glad you're streaming on YouTube so I can still follow you. That means a lot. And honestly, I'm really, really happy to hear that you're okay. Because
Yeah.
going through rehab it's an intense process. But glad to hear that you survived and you're doing better.
Jeez.
Yeah, same. Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. So this is from me from Bayphoto 499. Thank you so much. I don't understand political emails. I'll get ones like, all I want for my birthday is for you to donate. Shut the fuck up, James Carville. I don't care about your birthday. Yeah, now that you mention it, Bayphoto, I'm pretty sure I've gotten an email from James Carville, like on behalf of someone as well. Just endless, and I'm so sick of it.
I have one from Joe Biden from a couple hours ago. Do you remember how you felt?
Oh, God.
It's like, well, do you remember?
Do you remember the president of Mexico is?
It's the email equivalent of clickbait. So bad. Asa Rosa with 199. Imagine what Steve Jobs would do with Apple VR. Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
I'm curious what Apple would look like as a company if he was still
He'd
alive.
chuck it at some Apple employee's head, I'm sure. That's what Steve Jobs would have done. He was notoriously
mean.
A little
mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that about Steve Jobs?
Oh yeah, he was
nasty.
I didn't know
not
that.
a nice guy.
Oh,
to work with.
really? Not that I like.
Yeah.
Also,
like it's not
also,
surprising just because he's a CEO or was, but yeah, huh?
took the King Charles medicinal route for his cancer as well with
Potions.
the herbs and potions and elixirs.
Wasn't he like a fruitarian too? He just ate fruit.
He was.
I don't know
And
about that
I
one.
recall. I think it's been a while.
That's what I read.
But I recall like he regretted not going through modern medicine and requested it towards the end, but it was too late. Like what he died from was something that when they caught it, if they had treated it properly, I can't say still alive because who knows what would have happened in the 12 years since. But he wouldn't have died from that cancer at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have died from the vaccine.
And Steve Wozniak was the actual genius. Yeah.
Bayphoto.
This is for me. Bayphoto with super chat, membership super chat. Let's see. Have you seen Casey Neistat's Vision Pro video? We played it. Going around Times Square and on the subway with Vision Pro. That one is pretty wild. Yeah, we played it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's more of a creator gimmick video than it is like a review of the Apple Vision Pro.
Right now, it's just content.
Casey,
that's the only use.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's just content. I mean, Casey Neistat's an interesting individual himself in terms of, I think a lot of people see him and think like, oh, this guy's a successful creator. And like, yeah, he's got a lot of followers, but like where his money comes from is a couple of years ago. I think it was like in 2016 or something. He sold some app that he made to CNN for like $50 million or something like that.
What?
That's why he's does the things he does. He's got money through that.
I'm sorry, but if you do that, like, why are you still doing YouTube videos? Like, goddamn, I'm piecing out if that ever happened to me. Not that it would.
He probably enjoys content creation. I mean, if I had that kind of money, I enjoy making videos. I don't always enjoy talking about politics. I feel like sometimes I need like a month off. But he probably enjoys doing it. Otherwise, I can't imagine, he would keep doing it.
Yeah, that's true. I would do it I would never like quit, but I would do it in a different way and maybe do like video essays, kind of do an H-Bomber guy where I'm like, hey guys, here's my video. It's 4 hours long and then fuck off for a year. Yeah.
Oh, if I had $50 million, I would just hire everyone to do everything except being on camera. That's the only thing I would do. Like everyone would take care of everything else, editing, producing, the tech stuff. I would be as hands-off as possible. I'd only bask in the glory of being on camera.
That's funny. See, I enjoy doing all of that stuff. I just don't always enjoy the content, like the having to read about news, and because it's really depressing right now. Like,
really,
that's where you lose me.
I agree
that's why I have like a gaming channel now and shit. This is like it's my mental outlet. Well, get 50 million.
The part I enjoy the most.
50 million, pay me well, and you will see.
I enjoy talking the most and being on camera, and you all. Did Lance just work?
I enjoy doing that. I just
was
don't
very
always
weird.
No, I just took my sweatshirt off. It's getting hot.
Oh, and you did it the second you went back on camera, so it looked like a glitch. It was really weird.
Oh no! Oh,
It looked like
I'll
there was a glitch.
Oh, I didn't see that. Foresto Montero.
Oh, that's probably for me. Hold on, let me just double check. And yes, it is for Resto with a super chat. Tech should be about bringing the digital world to your life. It's not about bringing your life to the digital world. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Pretty much what I was saying. Yep.
Nasama Tempest, $20. My goodness, thank you so much. Very, very kind. Hey, Mike, I found your channel on YouTube back in 2016. Oh my God, because of TYT, Secular Talk, Ring of Fire, and the Majority Report. You were the first I supported financially on Patreon since 2018. I love your content. Keep it up. That is so, so kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I needed the affirmation today. Thank you. That's so kind.
Awesome.
This is not for me.
Oh, sorry. Me. I lost track. Jay Cass, thank you for the super chat. Early 20th century quote, we'll travel to space and settle in Mars and have flying cars. Apple and Meta. Hold my beer. It's not quite the future that was predicted.
Actually, it's more like early 20th century. We'll travel to space and settle in Mars and have flying cars. Elon Musk. All of that, but nazified. He's gone. He's getting more extreme every single day. It's amazing to see who's in.
And he's all over the map now. You know that meme where they the NPC takes out the one chip and puts in the other? He's just like going like this every single day with like 5 different things, like trans people, black people, immigrants, like every single day.
Maybe he's the one that got that chip implant.
Yeah, maybe.
Apparently happened, but we haven't heard much about that person.
Yeah. He retweeted.
I mean, God bless that person.
Retweeted,
Damn.
He retweeted an open Holocaust denier who was complaining that their Disney is it was like a gossip blogger thing where Disney is apparently looking at what's the woman from The Bear?
Gina Carano.
No, The Bear, the show about the
Io.
Yeah,
I can't remember her last
apparently
name.
Disney is looking at her or someone like her to star in a planned Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off. And the right and the racists are going nuts over the fact that they view this as Disney replacing Johnny Depp with a black woman.
Oh my God.
Well, even if they literally did, who gives a shit? It's
right,
fiction.
right. And he retweeted it with in support, going, "Yeah, Disney sucks." Elon Musk, like, yeah, the guy's a loser. It's
I feel like
so ridiculous.
Yeah. If you want to show like that money can't bring you happiness, I feel like, even though I don't think that's true, I think money can bring you happiness. But if you wanted to argue that it can't, Elon Musk seems like the kind of person to be like, "See, it can't bring you happiness. Look at this fucking loser." But no, it definitely can bring you happiness. At least, once you can be comfortable and not worry about bills.
Yeah, I think once your needs are met, then it's like after that it plateaus, especially if you look at the stats of like people who look into that stuff.
Yeah.
Brienne Vieira, member for 21 months. Oh my goodness. Nearly 2 years as a member. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Though watching for 4, y'all inspired me to get involved. I'm on a town committee and a coalition for a free Palestine. Thank you so much. That is so cool. Thank you. That's really, really cool. The fact that like you watch and then you were inspired to take action, I think that's so cool.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being a member.
If I was subscribed to someone and I was gonna make one of those chats, I would totally be like, it would say like, Matt Binder subscriber for 21 months to human support or whatever, and it's like, hey, been a subscriber for almost 2 months. I mean, for almost 2 years. Forgot to cancel my membership.
That is something you would do. For sure.
All right, RM Brown with $10 super chat. Hey, y'all. Hey, Brown. You got to come back on the show. We got to have you back on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Love RM. He's crushing it still, always.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Deserved.
Yes.
Law Gnomes, thank you for the super chat. Says, who will Kamala pick for VP when Biden steps down? Pete Buttigieg is who she would pick. Almost get, not that this is happening, but I feel like that's what would happen.
Yeah,
there's
for sure.
There's this hilarious. I don't really listen to them too much, because I'm not a big podcast listener in general. Too busy creating my own content. But I saw a clip someone cut from the podcast that used to exist called Come Town. It's not the Adam Friedland show, but there's a really funny bit they did where like Kamala becomes president, and like the next president's AOC, and then it goes back to the white guys, and then like a black woman, a Latino woman, and white dudes just trade off being president every 4 years, and just deny white progressive women from like white liberal women from being president, so that they get so angry that they go up there at like the DNC or something, and they're like, "It's time," and everyone's like, "It's time for what? It's time. We've had a woman president. Yeah, but it's time for time for what? It's like just say it. It's time for a white woman, okay? Because you know that would make them so angry. It would make them so angry.
Maybe one day.
J Cass with $5. I saw this before. You come up with the most random shit. Just wanted to hear you say sweater weather 5 times real fast back to back. I'm not gonna try to do. I could barely speak as it is tonight. Okay, I'm not on my A game.
Is it because you may step over your words, or because it sounds like something else?
I don't know.
Sweater weather.
Because
Because like the worst one in the world is toy boat. Try toy boat. You can't do it after 2. Like you can't get past 2 of them.
Toy boat.
See, already saying toy boat, both of you.
That's weird.
Yeah, that one's weird. I don't know why it's so hard.
Oh my god. This one is for me. Bill Me, $5. Thank you so much. Still thinking of doing a call-in show where we can complain about our jobs. Would love to share some stories about being a long-haul trucker. I would love to do that. We need to figure out how to get that done, because I think that just doing call-in shows, or at least like having a portion, would be awesome. He can take calls, but he's the only one that can like hear people. I'm sorry, he's the only one that can talk to them.
Yeah, we brought someone on for something, right?
We
Yeah,
played telephone for a bit. Yeah,
and then
it was a right-wing guy too,
for like 2.5
I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a lot of
Bender
fun.
can't control the phones. We have to have somebody to cut it off. David will do it.
Yeah, we should use Discord. We can do it on Discord, easy.
I think we should. I think it'll be really fun. Brienne, thank you so much for the $10. Wow, really appreciate that. I'm in 2 groups of progressives working on the local level. Our Congressman Keating is bought by the war machine. Standouts, marches, getting active in MA. Much love from this queer lib. I think that is so cool what you're doing. I really love to hear people say that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that gives me a lot of hopium. Mist Siren, $5. Thank you, Mist. I want to say I love Mike, and it is a rough time, and I appreciate his Well, thank you so much. Mist pointed out that I was being a bit of a Debbie Downer earlier, and they're correct. Yeah, again, I catastrophize sometimes. We're in dark times, as David said, and when you read news every single day to figure out what videos to talk about, it does rot your brain to a point. So I appreciate you understanding that. Yeah, it sometimes, I become a little bit of a bitch, and I need to log off and play some video games or something, because I mean, damn, when you just see bad news, it's like, ah.
Yep, completely agree. Tony D, $20 super chat. What do we got here?
This is truly mental illness.
That's not. There we go. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for an honest view on global affairs, all of you. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that.
So nice.
Very kind.
We spent about 20 minutes talking about men's haircuts today.
Well, we had to, cool off the tough conversations about whatever the hell else we talked about.
We've had way less conversations though. We've had I feel like we've had dumber conversation. At least there was like a bit of substance there, right? Because it's a little bit about how like white people just take and don't credit. Like there's more there than like you know, I don't know, just talking about some shit that we talk about like ourselves, where it's like, oh yeah,
What's
I don't
your
know, like
favorite
this picture.
Pokemon or stuff like that?
Yeah, shit like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Those are worthwhile conversations, actually.
What's your favorite Power World?
For Resto with the super chat.
Your favorite pal.
Are they called
A couple
pals? What are
weeks-
they called? I haven't played it. Sorry.
Pals.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, I had one drink on my birthday before bed and woke up to vomit because it gave me acid reflux. I turned 32 and became elderly.
Oh, wow.
I remember that
That is
age.
science.
I remember like 32, 33 is when, because I remember hitting 30 and be like, it's going to change everything. And I was like, oh, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. Great. And then it took a couple years for it to catch up.
Yeah,
That's
then you're
impressive
back.
considering you don't drink.
The lower
because,
back
like,
goes first.
I realized it just from being hungover forever. I was like, oh, I can't like party until like 4 a.m. anymore. Oh, that sucks. Guess it's not good.
I think
for
it
me.
was when it was 34,
Yeah.
35. One of those ages. It was right after I got COVID. I might have still had like the remnants of it. And so I had back pain. And I was getting out of the shower and I had a chill and I shivered and I threw my back out. I was in so much pain. I never felt that way before. I had to actually like call for help. Like my wife had to come over and help me to the bed. I felt like an old man.
damn.
It was partially COVID related because I was reading that other people had back issues with COVID. It came with it. But
Really? That's weird.
my back went out big time and it was bad for like days. I could barely
Oh
move.
shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Luckily it never happened again.
I had that in my early 30s too, or it was like I couldn't get out of bed. I had to like roll out of bed, and our mattress was on the ground because we just like moved into like a new place, so it was even harder to get out of bed. So I had to like hold the it was really bad. I felt like a really old man. Like it's in that I had to go to like what is it called, like acupuncture almost, like this like back specialist. He did like a bunch of shit on me. It took like a month for me to really get like properly back to like a perfect back again. And then I heard it again at some point, but it was never that bad. But now, actually this week, the first time, get ready guys, this is coming. My knee. I woke up and I stood up and like, what the hell? Like my knee was like hurting. And I just figured it was like a weird cramp. For like, it just got better today. This happened on I think Thursday. Like Thursday morning, I woke up like this. I must have like twisted my knee while sleeping, but it was bad. Like I was like hobbling around the house for like 3 days, or 4 or 5 days. So I hope that's not going to be a regular thing. I hope that's just like a one-off. But it was weird to have my knee start to go.
You know we're getting old. We're all talking about medical problems. Damn.
Yeah, and
the
back
Zoomers
problems.
are gonna start tuning out. Yeah, Lance, do you have anything to share about your back or your neck?
Look at
I
these
should say your
elderly
neck and
men.
your back in that order.
Pinkerbell with a super chat. Turn on live redirect. I need to figure out how to do that still. The YouTube version of rating.
So, yeah, you can. I'm not sure if we could do it through StreamYard because it's turned on in the back end for me, but it's people can direct their streams to mine. You can only direct yours to theirs if you set the stream or schedule the stream within YouTube. Because we do it through StreamYard, I'm not sure if there's a way to go in and edit it.
No, I see you can do it. If you go to the specific live stream studio page where it shows like the analytics and the chats and everything, and click edit, and then go to customization and then scroll down to redirect. There's an add button and you can add a video. But it's not as good though, I don't think, as how rating works, because I don't know what happens when you add the video. Like, do people get told that on the other channel that they're getting redirected from another video?
Yes, because I saw someone do that to me. I'm not sure where I could find it now, but during our stream, I saw someone. I'm like, what is? Like, the first time I saw it, was a banner that came up in the chat, and it said that some stream had redirected to mine. But I'm not
Who's
sure.
on right now then to redirect? You know,
I just checked. I don't know. No one shows up in my feed, so it's a little different than like Twitch. But
Oh, I gotta stop playing around with redirect and see if this is for me. Yes, Charlie DeGenemer with a bunch of emojis. We got what is that? The salute emoji, the LGBTQ flag, the trans flag, and what is that? A pirate flag?
One Piece flag.
JL Washington with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Just showing Matt some love. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Support the arts, $2. Thank you for everything you do. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Tunbosen with a super chat. When you get in that high fade, also blue sky, I never get enough. It's not, I think I would look very funny with it. I don't think I could even picture myself.
Yeah, it wouldn't suit you unless you had it for like a long time. You'd have to get used to it. But.
Yeah, I don't think it would suit me at all. Also blue sky. Yeah, I'm on there. They just opened up for good finally. No more invite code needed.
I'm using it more now because of that.
Yeah, I think
people are finally seeing these.
Yeah, I mean, I think they missed their moment for now unless something else big happens. But they had a few big moments where they could have really taken over, I think, and they dropped the ball on not just opening it up then. Threads is much bigger now.
I haven't been on Threads in months.
I for the first time now, I'm starting to see like right wing crap. Like I posted the video about Alberta and their anti-trans stuff, and the replies to that on the Threads post are just like half of them are like right wing freaks. So it's like,
really?
That's
Twitter. Disappointing.
Yeah. This is just new Twitter now. Great.
When I go on Threads, it's weird because like it's the exact opposite of Twitter. It's all pro-Israel content, whereas like
really
most of Twitter, it's because
I see a mix. I see a mix.
Because
I'm just like, God, fuck all social media at this point.
Right, I gotta get on TikTok, man. I really do. I think I'm missing out.
Oh my god, I posted a TikTok yesterday. I think at this point it must be at 1 million views. I'm like, I didn't
really.
I saw it this morning. I'm like 400,000. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Because I put the same thing on YouTube. It got like 10,000, and then the TikTok one. Actually, my stupid headphones may transfer to the phone, so I'm not going to check. But it may be at this point. If I check, you could check TikTok.
There's a TikTok for web. You could go to your.
Yeah, I just realized. I'm an old man.
Dang, I need to get back on TikTok. I haven't posted in a while. I know Lance has been like killing it on TikTok too.
I don't killing it, but I just like it's really easy to export Twitch clips onto TikTok now because Twitch automatically makes multi-screens for you and formats the whole thing. So it's just like a click of a mouse if you have a good highlight.
Really?
Blasting my ear.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's handy. It's a good tool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody, I gotta take off. I love you all. I will
care.
See you on the following
Peace,
Tuesday.
Lance.
See
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Bye, friends.
Night.
Goodbye.
Ooh,
Yee. There you
go. Rolando Capalleja. Oh, I think I said that name right. I think so. With a $5 super chat. Hey, Binder, which team do you want to win the Super Bowl? I consider myself a Swiftie, so I am all in on the Chiefs. Honestly, I don't care. Football may be my least favorite sport.
I'm rooting for the Lions. I hope that they fucking crush it. I've been really gung ho about this team.
It's
I don't think they're in it, are
it's
they?
the Chiefs and the 49ers, yeah.
No.
I do think it's funny that like the right wingers who hate Taylor Swift because they view her as like a Biden supporter or whatever are rooting. If they want to root against her team, they have to root for San Francisco.
Nancy Pelosi, they're endorsing her.
Which is the only time you'll ever see a right winger root for San Francisco for anything, I guess.
Wait, is Lions a real team, or are you all fucking with me?
No, they are. The Detroit
It's a real
Lions,
team,
yeah.
but they're never in.
Oh, I just made that up. Well, fuck. I could LARP as a sports person. Yeah, fuck
just
Chiefs.
name an animal.
Kansas
The Chiefs,
City
more
Chiefs,
like the Queefs.
San Francisco 49ers. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's Taylor Swift's boys' team. That's her man's team.
More like the 69ers, because they sucked.
I personally look forward to the Super Bowl every year because it means that football season is over. I think the way people plan their lives around watching football on the weekends
It's
from
stupid. Yes.
from like September to February is ridiculous. Yeah,
And it means the NHL playoffs are coming soon.
Right.
So
there's no other sport where people
really
there's no other sport where people really act like that too. Like, of course, if you're an NHL fan, NBA fan, MLB fan, whatever, your favorite team playing an important game, yeah, you schedule, you put everything aside to watch it. But like with football, it's like, oh, I gotta watch every football game every weekend, and then Monday night football and Thursday night football and whenever else they do football, and I have to watch every game until it's over.
I just want to brag. Here it is. I'm at 1.3 mil. Look at that.
What? With only 707 followers. Wow.
I don't know how this happened, but I may be using TikTok more often.
Yeah, I want to see what you said. I need to copy your
your fourth
style.
video. Only your
my
fourth video.
Right.
And
Damn,
third of
David.
news ones. This is just me turning anime.
That's amazing.
I don't know why the audio
What
is so loud
makes
for
it
me.
so funny is it's the video, like it's right under your 1.3 million.
There, I'm gonna keep that on because it's just like a stupid thing, and then
I love
you
it.
are
You're
witnessing
no selling
history.
to it.
Quote,
It's so
unquote, we
funny.
don't have
Of
to
these
watch
candidates
this,
is the winner
No, I do.
of
I
the
wanna watch it.
Republican presidential primary in Nevada, defeating real person Nikki Haley with 63.2% of the vote to 30.5%. So what happened here? Well, a new Nevada law requires each party to hold a primary. And of course, the state's Republican Party disagreed. So they've decided to also hold caucuses. But because a candidate can't be in both the primary and the caucus, Nikki Haley decided to be in the primary while Donald Trump decided to be in the caucus, which Trump is expected to win on Thursday with very little competition, receiving all delegates as the party is only choosing to recognize the caucus results because they want to back Trump. So the vast majority of Republican voters are so loyal to Trump that they took valuable time out of their day to go vote for literally no one just to send a message. You are
That's the video.
Wait, hold on.
Easily,
Everyone paid-
easily
TikTok,
digestible news about about an election.
That was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was.
I like it.
was how long was it? A tight 60 seconds.
55
It's a minute.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone,
was
take a
awesome,
look at how
David.
many. Wait. Go back to it for a second. Go back to it really quick. Take a look at the likes on it. 72.
Oh my god! I just watched the comments. What the hell?
72,000. Hold on, but 72,500 likes on this video. Now go to your main page. Your total profile likes is 79. It makes up like everything but 4,000 likes or something like that.
Very bizarre. Well, follow me on TikTok, everybody, because maybe I'll be putting more things on there.
Wow,
But
that's so cool. You
At least
The other
TikTok-
video did pretty good too. Like I would view it. I would view
Yeah,
a
I didn't even
71,000
realize.
view video as doing
Yeah.
good too. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize this did well too. That was about I think that was about Garth Brooks. Like there was
okay.
Greg Abbott fell for like fake news about Garth Brooks. But yeah, I'm glad TikTok appreciates me, unlike the YouTube algorithm, which does not, and Facebook, which is Facebook now. You can't even find like I think they've done this with all at least independent political channels where unless you go to the actual page. Even if you follow that Facebook page, you will not see it in your feed if it's politics. You have to go to like facebook.com/TRN show to see what I'm doing. Like you should see the views from on Facebook from I think the change happened in like mid-November. From like October to like November is just like right down. Like it's insane what they if YouTube did that to me, I'd have to go like, find a new job because I would not be able to survive. It's crazy what they're doing. So TikTok at least appreciates my work. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the TikTok algorithm is much more, I feel like, there because it gives you the chance to actually get seen. Whereas the YouTube algorithm, like especially nowadays, if you're just starting out, I mean, God, good luck. It's so
oh my God,
difficult
it's
now.
really
It's hard for us to like survive, let alone like anyone to start.
Oh, it's for me. Jay Cash with a super chat. Is butt cheeks one word, or do you need to spread them apart? That was very clever.
That's good.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that is.
Somebody in my chat asked how much money am I going to make off that TikTok? TikTok, I don't know how to. It's not monetized. I'm not sure how to monetize it.
You have to be invited to the creator program, which you might be able to apply for after that video. Honestly.
Okay, I'll have to look in the app.
They take I hear they take a lot more money than YouTube though. When it comes to ad stuff. I mean, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah. We could have all our complaints about YouTube, but YouTube is still the best when it comes to paying creators. It's like I don't even create solo video content, and I realized that because but that Vince McMahon live stream I did with David Bixenspan last week, it has only 12,000 views or something, which is not a lot honestly comparative to most videos. But for some reason the CPM on that video was higher than I thought a wrestling video could get. And I made
because not politics.
Yeah, well, wrestling isn't really a sought after audience either. To be honest, they're not very. They don't really have money to spend, which means advertisers aren't really gunning for them.
It's less. The thing is though, politics is seen as offensive. That's So advertisers run away from it.
Got to start my wrestling show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta maybe watch some wrestling.
We'll just start an alternate to IGN. Video games, wrestling, music. We'll just do our own. We each handle one portion of it.
That's not a bad idea.
That's what we do.
Did you guys see the big news about Disney and Fortnite?
Oh, they're engaged.
Aren't they in Disney's investing in it or something? Investing in Epic?
Disney invested $1.5 billion in Fortnite, and then a video leaked of all these Disney characters in the Fortnite world, and it looks like they're gonna create something new, a new world, how they came out with Lego Fortnite. They're gonna do something specifically with Disney.
I wonder if they're gonna hire back all those people they laid off. What was it? 2 months ago.
It's funny, yeah.
Yeah,
But
right?
what's funny is everyone was talking about the metaverse or whatever, but Fortnite seems to be the closest to actually pulling it off, all these different IPs in one universe.
Even I don't play Fortnite the shooting game, the actual Fortnite, but there's 2 new games in there that actually one that I really enjoy, which is the racing one, Rocket Racing.
The racing game is good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's made by the developers that made Rocket League, I love Rocket League. So
Rocket League is owned by Epic Games too.
Yeah, but I feel I get why they launch it within Fortnite because they want to kind of have this hub, but I wish I could just launch Rocket Racing through its own app as opposed to having to go through Fortnite. It would just be quicker, and I wouldn't forget it exists because sometimes I just forget I have that game because it's within Fortnite. But yeah, they're definitely making something bigger there for sure. Lost my place here.
Narrator with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Narrator. General Strike 2028 should be accompanied by a wave of refreshing, true populist candidates up and down the ballot. If you've ever considered politics, consider a run and get involved now. Yeah, I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I am running for president in 2028.
I'm going to be his VP for that.
Honestly, I've thought about running for office. The problem is in New York City, in New York in general, it's not as easy as maybe in other states getting into it. So I would need to plan the run perfectly timed with a incumbent's retirement or an incumbent moving up to Senate or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You should do it.
Is this for me? I think so. Yep. Regex with a super chat. Tell Mike I wasn't telling him to shut up and smile. LOL. It's a totally understandable feeling. All right.
I didn't think you were.
Mike, did you hear that Regex wants you to shut up and smile?
Really, Regex? I didn't think you were, but okay. Vinder said it.
Hold on, Empty. This isn't a super chat, but Empty in the chat says AOC did it, Binder. Yeah, I mean AOC hit. I mean she
lightning in a
her
bottle
ass off, and also
yeah.
Also, not only listen, she worked her ass off, and she totally earned it. Not to take away from that at all, but things lined up. Other things lined up for her too, like them not taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to make that mistake again. She had the perfect combination of the perfect strategy, but also them dropping the ball and fucking up. You're not gonna make that magic happen twice, at least not this close to AOC doing it. Ryan Lennon fan with a membership super chat. Amy Klobuchar confirmed Gooner.
We already knew that.
What is that? What was that? What was her email headline again? What was it? It's like I forgot. Here, I'm coming or something like that.
Getting closer by the minute.
God, right. I cannot believe that they. I mean, I can. It's just wow.
That's what she said.
That's hilarious. Bay photo $4.99.
Oh, it's
Thank
for you.
you.
Oh,
says if Matt Binder had 50 million, he'd hire someone to freeze for him.
I don't know what was going on, man. I don't know
You
what
were
happened
down
this
like
episode.
what, 4 or 5, 6
I
times?
was so pissed. I had something to say about voting for Biden. I had something to say about Fetterman. What was the video you guys watched after that? The Nancy Pelosi one. I had something for each one, and I couldn't do it. I was so pissed.
That sucks. Zia Spots, $5. Thank you, Zia.
Yeah.
Sick and tired of James Carville, who's made clear he hates millennials ask us for money. Like, shut the fuck up already, man. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, he complains about millennials so much. It really is pretty nervy of him to do that.
If you want to lose people from your party, like get James Carville to ask for money. Like that's a great strategy to lose support.
Yeah.
It's stupid. There's no big James Carville supporters out there, so it's only like a net loss for you to put him, front and center.
Right. T-Types, $10. Thank you. That's really kind of you. I escape into audiobooks when I'm feeling doomerish. If you ever read Ursula K. Le Guin, her Hainish Cycle is a fantastic example of thinking beyond our current power structures and gender politics. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let me write that down really quickly so I don't forget about it. That actually sounds great. I haven't read political content in a really long time because I'm trying to kind of refresh my mind when I read. Yeah, so my reading is now it consists almost exclusively of fiction. But
my reading consists of whatever JRPG I'm playing. I'm reading
that counts. That's a lot of reading.
And the answer there is Persona 3.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, loving it. But there's so much. Like Helldivers 2 came out today too. I'm like, I want to play that too. But it's like I have Tekken 8 and I have Persona 3 and Foam Stars, which is free on PlayStation Plus. It's also pretty good.
Tekken 8.
Jeez. Tekken 8's really good. Yeah.
I'm
not usually a fighting game guy, but it's approachable. It's approachable, but the game is also very complicated if you want to get really good.
I'm still trying to work my way through Final Fantasy 7 before the new one comes out. It looks really fun. Yeah.
I just played the demo of the new one. Really, really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks a lot better, with the open world and whatnot. So I'm excited. Okay, I think this is for me actually. 0PE $4.99. Thank you. I really enjoyed the Patreon Zoom chat last week, Mike. Even though I fell asleep in chat after 4 hours. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was really fun. I left.
You do it's a 4-hour chat?
Oh yeah. So let's see. I left at around 9. We started at 4. And then I think they went until midnight or 1. I can't remember. I just left the computer on because they were still chatting. Yeah, those are really fun. They go really long sometimes.
Wow. For me, Werner Rochelle, thank you. Member for 7 months. Money can't buy happiness, but it can make you comfortable while you're miserable. Absolutely. For sure. Which in turn makes you happy. at least a little bit.
Bernice Anders with a membership super chat. Imagine if Binder got a low taper fade. I don't even know what is a low taper fade. I don't even know.
It's just it's rather than starting up, so
starts lower.
Looks more like a buzz cut. Yeah, I think it just starts lower.
Yeah, it would be it's the opposite of what you would ever get.
You're never gonna see. The only time you'll see my hair shorter is when I shave portions of it for a mohawk.
Have you done that before?
Oh yeah, I've done that recently. I do it almost every summer.
Notice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that would actually look really cool. I think
you don't notice because the middle stays so long, and I just basically put it all to one side that you don't even really.
Okay.
Man Shovel with a super chat. Favorite wrestling heel? Ooh, that's a rough one. Right now, Rhea Ripley. She's great. Kowalski with a super chat. Farm update. The food supply is fine. Sleep well. Thank you.
The bestest leftist, $1.99. This donation is for Mike. Thanks, Matt. Thank you.
Calm like a bomb with a super chat. I'll give in to Matt's sorcery this once. What did I do? You mean I convinced you to super chat me?
Mm-hmm. Kowalski, $2. Corn price is falling. Oversupply. I farm too hard. Hey, I think that's good, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not for me.
The bestest leftist with a super chat. This donation's for Dave. Thanks, Mike.
Calm like a bomb, $2. Mike, how is your beard so beautiful? Well, thank you so much. I don't know. I think it's just part of it is genes. Part of it is I don't know, me combing it or brushing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get you have such a full beard. I'm a little jealous. We've talked about this before. I'm sort of jealous of it.
Runs in the
grow a
family.
beard like that.
If you kept growing yours, maybe it could look like that.
No. I have to trim it because it gets really like it doesn't do that.
No scraggly.
Yeah.
The bestest leftist. This donation's doormat. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, I think I got that one too.
Oh, wait, is that for you? Oh, I have the next one. Sorry, I had to write
Oh,
yours.
okay.
I think I confused myself. Okay, well, pretend that Mike read that one.
Okay.
These last few are crazy. Kowalski. Thank you for your super chat. I heard your king got cancer. I assume he's taking the natural route. He'll be okay. So I trust the teas, the various British teas he will have. He'll be just fine. Lizzie Bennett, $10 super chat. Thank you. Great to hear you got Tekken 8. What's your ID? What does that mean?
Like your username, right?
Does that mean
like
something?
your
Oh, my play. I thought
your
it was
PlayStation
like,
friend code.
I thought she was maybe asking like who am I mainlining? Like what character? It is the Rash Nash. The Rash Nash, all one word.
Who is your main? Is it
Really?
Kuma?
You really totally leading in there on the fascist connections, my friend. The Rash Nash, the Fash. Come on.
No, that name came from someone in my Discord that I hadn't thought about shortening the Rational National to the Rash Nash, and they said the Rash Nash bash the Fash. It was something like that.
Oh,
I'm like, that's,
okay.
that's interesting. But my name, you could. I don't like. I never like my usual. Like my previous one was. You're all gonna laugh. It's so stupid. Used to be David Too Crazy, and that was because my name in SOCOM was Crazy Legs, but I didn't want to continue using Crazy Legs because that Crazy Legs name is based on the G.I. Joe. Anyways, it's a long story.
What was it again? Say it again. One more time.
It used to be Crazy Legs because that's what Crazy Legs in SOCOM. That's what I went by. But that's based on a G.I. Joe. There's a G.I. Joe named Crazy Legs, and we all had to be named off of G.I. Joe. But so then it was David Too Crazy, and now it's Rash
That's the
Nash.
funny one. David Too Crazy is funny.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
very
now,
that's very late '90s, early 2000s AOL Instant Messenger screen name.
Yes, that's pretty much the era I was born out of. And now I don't. The Rash Nash is like fine as a placeholder, but I want to change it again once I think of something better. But this is also why I can't get a tattoo because just like my mind changes too much about things. I've never really solid in my position on anything. But I will. Yeah, Tekken 8. It's a good game. Oh my god, we're getting a lot more chats now.
Cameron Robson with a super chat. Snow is globe. Thank you, Cameron. No idea what that means. Kate Hartley with a super chat. Did you watch Iron Claw yet? No, I have not had a chance to watch it yet. I'm actually shocked that it didn't get a single nomination at the Academy Awards. I thought this was clear Oscar bait. Like,
is that the Zac
Darren
Efron
Aronofsky's
movie?
Yes, yes.
That's like the Wrestling Brothers or something. Yeah, that looks
Yep,
really good.
mhm.
I haven't seen it yet either.
It's the true story is extremely sad. But I heard the movie's good. I don't know what happened to it. It's sort of maybe when it got released, I have no idea. The Wrestler got tons of nominations, and I believe won. I forgot which award specifically, but I'm pretty sure it won numerous awards. So I was surprised to see this one fail to even get a single nomination.
Danny Mann, thank you for the super chat. Are there any iconic games y'all haven't played? To be honest, I'm 32, but I've never played any Zelda, Mario, Final Fantasy, or Metal Gear games. Oh my god, you got to get on that.
The Mario one is crazy. I can see
how have you
maybe-
never played a Mario game? Like what?
I could see Final Fantasy and Zelda are very specific genre games. Maybe you're not into those types.
It depends
of games,
how into
Right.
games you are, I guess.
Right.
But Mario,
I've never played Metal Gear.
Mario games span so many genres. That means you never played Mario Kart. You never played Mario Party. You never played Mario RPG. You never played
the
original
have to mean
Mario.
just the mainline Mario games, but even that is hard to believe.
I love how you can tell Matt's from New York just based on how he pronounces Mario.
Yeah, it's
Mario,
Mario.
yeah,
No one
Mario.
I don't know what's
It's
Mario.
Mario.
It's
It's Mario.
Mario.
It's how
It's
how
me,
the person,
Mario, okay?
It's how the
It's a
person wants
me.
to be pronounced, and Mario wants to go by Mario. He doesn't want to go by Mario.
That's the
it's,
when a Canadian says a boot.
Peach
or,
calls
they're
him,
Canadian.
Dear
and then
Mario.
when somebody
Dear
says
Mario.
But to answer the question,
They're
so there are many games that I haven't finished. Like I never finished Metal Gear 1 or 2 or 3. The only Metal Gear game I finished is 4. But I also Kojima is like I appreciate Kojima when it comes to like atmosphere and tone and storytelling and music. His games don't always really hit for me. Like just the way they play. So Zone of the Enders 2 is maybe the only Kojima game where I'm like that this is fun. But I mean, name like big 90s PC games and all of those, because I was never into the PC.
Yeah, same.
I've always been a console gamer, so like any sort of like adventure game or like
Theme
like
Park. That was a
point
great
and click
game.
kind of
Theme
game.
Park. I played so much Theme Park.
Actually, well,
Warcraft,
Roller Coaster Tycoon
Warcraft
is probably
3.
the only PC game I really got into.
Warcraft 3
But,
was my obsession. I played that more than any console game.
There's one I
3
have
was
not.
So good.
Actually, I'm
Have
wearing.
you ever played Okami,
I'm wearing
David?
a World of Warcraft sweater right now. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
My
Did
brother's.
you play World of Warcraft?
No, my brother did. This is his sweater.
Oh, I was never into World of Warcraft, but Warcraft 3 was. In fact, I hate World of Warcraft because it got so popular that like Blizzard was like, well, we're never gonna make a fucking RTS Warcraft game again.
I know, which is, they should probably, I don't know,
Give me a
new
Warcraft
StarCraft, new
4, damn
Warcraft.
it.
I'm sure it would
Yeah.
hit.
David, have you ever played Okami? I feel like that's a game you would like.
Yeah, great game.
That one's fun, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
If you like Zelda, everyone play Okami. That one's really good. I've been wanting to replay that.
I'm sure there are like, I didn't really get into JRPGs till I played Persona 5, and then I realized I actually really enjoy JRPGs. So I've gone back and tried to play a lot of them. Of course, a lot of them are very long. I have not finished a lot of them, but
They're very
so
story-driven.
I'm sure there's many under that genre that I haven't. Yeah. Jay Cass says, "Go to sleep already, Dave. You boomer." Actually, I had coffee at like 7 p.m., which was a bad idea. So I'm doing okay. There's only 3 chats left. I should be able to make it.
Sir Tunbosin with a super chat. All this fake crime happening around Times Square, one of the most secured areas in the city. Adam's trying hard to look good. Also, Mike One Piece flag. Oh, we should have watched. We watched it on the Majority Report today. We should have watched that that Sean Hannity segment where the Guardian Angels assaulted someone live on air because they allegedly thought he was a migrant, which is ridiculous too in and of itself. And it turned out the guy was just a Spanish-speaking New Yorker.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Your mom, member for 6 months with the membership chat. What the fuck have I been doing here for 6 months? Nah, I love you guys. To another 6 months. I appreciate it, your mom. I always appreciate your mom.
I'll tell her.
I love your mom.
And this is the last one.
No, it's not actually. Got one more.
Oh,
Kowalski
right.
with the super chat. Oglala Sioux tribe bans. I'm sorry if I messed up the pronunciation too. By the way, bans Governor Noam from reservation. I heard about that. Good. He should be
Based.
banned
Fuck yeah.
from more than just the reservation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cameron Robson, which with what I believe is the final super chat of the day. Snow isn't globe. Sorry, I was mistaken. Thank you, Cameron. I can't believe David made it the entire episode. This is a first, I think, right? Or at least first in a while.
First in a while, yes.
at least.
First in a while. I mean, I could have
Like
gotten
first
to bed
since like
earlier, but
this
it's
is episode 60. Like maybe first since like episode 3.
no, maybe first since like 55, potentially.
Someone just dropped a super chat for one of you.
Oh, let me see. Oh, that one is for me. Bad Ash 29, dragging things out just a bit longer.
You can only drag them out if I get the super chat, because I'm the one that needs to go.
Well, who should we raid? Let's talk about that. Who should we raid?
Do I even have a Twitch audience?
We can do a triple raid. We can raid.
Ooh. Also, I'm gonna look into this. Hold on, really quick, while we're looking at who to raid. I'm gonna just pick someone for the redirect to see how it works. Ooh, Rational National is on. Let me redirect everyone to Rational.
Oh
National.
my God, there's one viewer in my. There's literally one person.
Is there
one person watching me on Twitch? I mean,
we can.
Really?
I do some game streaming on Twitch, so maybe I actually have the 10 people that watch me on Twitch when I game are like, what is this shit?
Cosmopolitics is on if you want to raid her.
I'm not gonna rate shit. Good night.
Wait, hold on. Let's. Oh yeah, you don't have anyone to raid. All right. Good night, David.
I'm not rating anybody.
You don't want to send them your one view. All right, folks. This was fun. I'm glad everyone stayed for as long as they did.
Yeah.
Who do we got on again?
Cosmopolitics. Want to do that?
Let's rate it. Cosmopolitics. Hold on. Let me set it up. All right, let's do it.
Alrighty.
I'm pressing start raid. All right, everyone. YouTube.com/MattBinder, Twitch.tv/MattBinder, and of course, Human Supports channels. You all know. Peace.
We'll see you all next week.